So, as we had last left it off, the party said their fond farewells to Agnes, who was in a little bit over her head, and decided to go back to the settlements to pass on the message of what she had learned to the rest of them to prepare for what was coming next. Meanwhile, the rest of you went to go and see Hruki, the centaur, who told you a story of when he was a young fowl, before his parents had passed on, of a time that used to be, and why the abandoned was such a threat to him, and why he attacked you. He believed you were this group of abandoned. He also told you of this individual, a mage person, in a nearby abandoned village. Now, you believe this person could have been Miles Carden, or it could have been anyone, but you went to go investigate, and you found a village full of New Order people that were frozen in stone, and you found a new individual by the name of Jawprix. Jawprix beckoned you all to come inside very quickly before it found you, and not too long, for there was a creature prowling outside looking for prey. You had a brief conversation, and you decided to make a break for it when your stealth was ruined and the, unfortunately, Mad Dog was turned to stone. Next thing you guys found, you were under attack by a gigantic metal ball that seemed to breathe out greenish gas that turned you to stone if inhaled improperly. And combat immediately began underway. And it became very evident that it seemed to be immune to pretty much all types of damage that you were throwing at it. You have hit it, but you have not done any damage to it. It is currently charmed by hypnotic gale pattern made by Isaac, and as such it is ignoring you for now. But this is where we had left it off, so we are going to jump in straight in at the top of the frowns with Isaac. What do you want to do, man?
I will hold an action that if it breaks out of this charm, I'll use my Necrotic Shroud.
Necrotic Shroud, okay. Where is it? Monsters. Where the hell has it gone? There we go. Alright, so that will bring it straight around to its turn. So I believe it needs to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. Is that right, Isaac?
It's actually mine.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
Jawprix.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so
you need
wisdom
the-
saving throw.
Do you need the number?
Yes, please.
It's 15.
15. No, so it remains under the gaze of the hypnotic pattern for now. That's going to bring us to Carrie's turn.
Hello. Okay. I would like to go right here. And then I'm going to misty step over towards that lovely little thing that looks like a squirrel.
Go right ahead. So go ahead and make a roll of d20 for me, wild magic.
Oh, I just need to throw another one from Warding Wind before.
Oh, go ahead and make two then.
I assume it did not take
3.
any damage from my spirit guardians.
No, it did not.
Okay.
3 is one of the
Like
numbers.
the little squirrels are on top of it, just jamming their vicious weapons into it. But it just seems to be having no effect. With a 3, that is a wild magic. So can you go and roll a d100 for me, please?
I can, guys. Let's hope I blow up. 73. That's close. Oh, that's close to blowing up one, I think.
73.
Self-destructive.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, I need to roll a d7.
Roll.
2. Cora. A magic greenish mist energy sprouts from where Kerry once was, seems to watch around, immediately sucks over towards you and seeps into your skin. Can you roll a d4 for me, please?
Me or Cora? Cora.
Cora. Cora, you find yourself feeling off, like sickened immediately. You are poisoned for the next 4 hours.
I love you, Cora. Anyway.
When you're thinking that I'm going to eat you all the time and poisoning me, I don't know that I'm giving you any backpack help anymore.
I'm your backpack. Can I have a look at what's in this scroll? If there is a scroll.
Yeah, there. So immediately looking around the area, you can tell that there is a small scroll in a destroyed box on the ground. Do you want to use your action to pick it up?
Yes, please.
Alright, so as you go to pick it up, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me,
Oh,
please?
fuck.
I can do, sir. That's absolutely fine. It's my constitution, 16. Oh, that's +6.
That's a fail. So as you pick it up, the scroll itself disintegrates into ash, and the energy travels up your fingers, and you feel yourself getting sluggish. You feel odd. You get a little... In a brief moment, the rest of you who can see Kerry as she's picked up the scroll, she gets taller and more womanly.
Oh,
You
shit.
have... You have been aged by 9 years.
Oh,
You are 9 years older.
16 plus 9, guys. 25. I'm 25-year-old, guys.
that sucks.
So, I'm no
We
longer
shouldn't
child.
make your 40s. That
Hey, you can drink now.
I can drink now.
You missed your early 20s, though. Oh,
Yeah, straight to hangovers.
I believe that's it. No bonus actions left, is there?
No.
No,
That's
that's
it. Right. So you poisoned Cora and you grew 9 years older. Vorkris, your turn.
Orcus is going to move up. Excuse me, Cora, I know you've been poisoned, just squeezing past. I'm going to move up to here. And I am going to cast Chill Touch.
Make a ranged spell attack, please.
Where's it gone? 22.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
12 necrotic damage.
Right, so the spectral skeletal energy hand shoots forth from yours. Vroom. Goes straight over Cora's head, who's kind of retching over, gagging it at the moment, and just slaps the creature on the side. And it makes a small little imprint that seeps away, seemingly doing no damage.
I'm shocked that the big metal bull isn't susceptible to necrotic damage. Right, check it off the little tick list of damage it's immune to.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Cora, it's your turn.
Right. So at this point, I think she is going to attempt to dispel magic.
Do it.
Okay. So bear with me just a moment. Spell.
I put it in the chat.
You're choosing the creature, right?
You're choosing the creature, right?
Yes.
Alright. So, you cast Dispel Magic on the creature, and it gets washed over with this negative, like, boom sound. And it only seems to have one effect. Its eyes blink. It is no longer under the effect of hypnotic control, of hypnotic pattern.
So
Other than
Cora
that,
would-
it seemingly had no effect.
Well,
Does that trigger Isaac's held action?
I was just gonna wait for it to do a turn, but yeah, I've got needed to make a charisma saving throw.
14.
Boys. Yes, fails.
Alright, so, in that precise moment, as its eyes blink and it goes... skeletal wings sprout forth from Isaac's back. But they're slightly different than what you previously saw. No longer are they purely skeleton. Now they seem to have reptilian-like skin hanging from the bones.
Oh no. Cora's throwing up a little bit again.
Is it the poison or is it the shroud?
Right. Not like at the sight of your wings being disgusting, but at like the thought that, oh god, Isaac's in trouble because this is like snake effect. So she is going to, I think, at this point, go and take her movement, please.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, and stay here, yell for Emron.
Okay.
Emron, we need you!
Alright then. So that's going to bring us to Emron's turn.
So I'm gonna come off hiding on hearing chorus calling for me. What? And then see what's going on through this wall at the monster that's now not hypnotized. And that a flying, disgusting snake thing just appeared.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say, I knew it! He's always been a monster! And then I'm gonna get out my bead of force and I'm gonna throw it, considering now throwing it at somewhere else than the X, now that there's the horrible serpent monsters there. But I'm gonna land it here, please. Bead
Okay.
of force.
So, he needs to make a Constitution saving throw, is that right?
Let me just get the thingy up. It's dexterity.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay.
I'll cut and paste the thing on here.
Sticks.
Ooh, he fails!
Yeah, so you throw the bead of force. Boom. As soon as it smashes on the ground, you all see this bubble-like entity just immediately rushes out, spreads over this metallic-like ball, and it gets stuck within. The force damage that would have happened is negated by the creature. It doesn't seem to be hurt by the force damage, but you can clearly tell it is stuck within there.
Yes! He's contained, guys, for 1 minute! And then I'm gonna rush back into the little room and aim towards the chest.
Okie dokie.
That ends my turn.
Alrighty then, so that's going to bring us to Jorprix's turn.
I would have seen the scroll that Carrie went after, and I think that's all I would have known about, other than the chest that was already in that room.
Yep.
But I'd like to say, okay, can we fan out and look for more clues on how to disable this thing? And I
Make
think
an
I'm going to
investigation
use.
check, please.
Okay. Bear with me.
You have an immediate look around the area, and it appears just to be an area where it was hibernating. It's clearly not significant enough to be its birthplace, merely its nesting place for whatever reason.
Okay.
Beyond that, you don't find any clues to anything that has anything to do with it.
So I'm going to say at that point, I'm going to say, guys, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. Do we have enough? Is this going to hold it with enough time for us just to get the heck out of here? Or what do you think?
Right, well, that's going to be your action.
It's pretty much
So
going to be,
we're
yeah.
gonna go, yeah, so it's going to be Sparhawk's turn. Sparhawk is going to continue to say the same thing he says. He says, my friends, we should probably retreat now, whilst it's enclosed and trapped. and that's where he's going to go. So,
Shit.
what I'm going to do here...
He had haste on him too.
Yes, Sparhawk does have double movement. I'm still concentrating on haste.
Gone.
So, what I'm going to do here, guys, is you have precisely 1 minute before this thing bursts. The creature is unsure of what's happening to it. It is currently it can roll around inside the ball, so it has movement, but it's trying to break out by charging as best as it can, but it's not of any real effect. So that's what it's going to be doing for the next minute. Sparhawk is going to make sure everyone else is okay, and then retreat from the area. What are the rest of you going to do?
I'd like to investigate this chest.
Alright, so just you go ahead and make a quick investigation check, please.
Yep.
Have I mentally aged, or is it just physically?
Just physically.
Okay.
15.
It's a chest. It looks old. It looks a little bit mossy. There was a lock on it, but it's since fallen off.
Can I kick it open?
Yeah. Ancient coins sprinkle out of it.
I'm gonna rage loot those coins into my bag. No one is watching me. I'm gonna pile it all in.
Alright, do you have a bag of holding?
Yes.
Alright, so you just grab up all the little bags and basically just effectively pick up the chest and just pour the contents into the bag of holding.
And then I'm going to put the bag away and run out of the room.
Alrighty then. Well, that will take you 30 seconds to get all of that done, because you have to wait for all of these coins to pour into the bag of holding.
Sure.
Oh, wow. Can I do the same thing he just done, but to the chest that's over here?
Yep, go right ahead. So, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yep. Investigation.
Yep.
14.
So, in a similar description, it is an old, moss-eaten chest. Doesn't seem to have any kind of lock on it.
I'd like to open it, please.
Right, as you burst it open, bats immediately fly out in all directions. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
I think I'm proficient with that. Nope, no, I'm not. But I got a natural 20.
You're able to and even grab one of the bat that just sort of screeches and then flutters away. You're able to avoid any kind of damage, and you look down and there is a silver ewer inside of an ancient design.
A silver what, sorry?
Silver ewer.
Like a pitcher.
Like a pitcher.
Oh, okay. Alright. Pick it up. Touch it. Do something with it.
Okay. It's a bit of artwork. Could be worth something to someone.
I'm just gonna make my way back to Cora, to Cora and Emerald.
Right. So that'll take you about 30 seconds to get that done, Kerry. Cora, Isaac, Jawbricks, Vorkris, what are you guys doing?
I'd like to investigate that chest, please.
Alright, go and make an investigation check, please.
Wow.
You can't determine anything odd about it. Similar to the others, it is old and decrepit. It doesn't have a lock on it.
I would like to try and open it, please.
You open it. It's a little bit stiff. Just go ahead and make a quick strength check, please, for me.
Oh, yeah, because I'm great at strength.
Oh, check.
10.
Boom! You break it open after some exerted effort. Inside, there is a mask within, an ancient velvet mask with silver threading. Looks a little valuable to the right person.
I'd just like to pick it up and just stuff it away in my pack, not put it on or anything, but yeah.
No
I'll
worries.
check it out later.
Okay. So Isaac, Jawbricks, and Cora, what are you doing?
Joe Pricks would, I think, like to just get out of Dodge, and I'm going to see that Cora is obviously sick and ailing, and I would like to try to whisk her away, try to encourage her to get as far away as possible, because I know we don't have much time. Okay. Come on, listen, we have to get. I know you're sick. We have to go. We have to get away. We have to get to cover.
She accidentally pukes all over your shoes.
That's fine. That's all. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Let's go.
Still his anyway.
Right.
How damaged does this building look? How damaged? Like, how much effort would it take to be able to bring some of it down onto it to try and buy us even more time?
Fair amount of effort. Good battering ram, something. So maybe something as strong as that bull.
Or Thunderstep? Would that bring it down onto it?
You don't know. Wait, no. Thunderstep works in the sense that if anything moves, then the thing happens. So Thunderstep is the wrong thing to use for this scenario. Like if you're looking to bring, hold on. Let me just read this spell. I might be thinking of Booming Blade.
Yeah, this is the one where you could teleport and leave damage behind.
Thunder damage. You can certainly try.
Yeah, screw it. So I'll move to there, and then teleport out 30 feet.
Won't that damage the robot thing and take it out of its lovely little bubble?
No.
Don't think it can.
The bead of force only lasts a minute. It's not.
Can I ask a question, Jack?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do we know of any like lakes or anything nearby?
There is a river relatively close by.
Like a good, like, is it a good deep wide river or just a stream? Is it something that I could?
Yeah, no, you are aware of this river. It's the same river that Stars Unity set up on.
So, in my opinion, like with what I know of the area, would I be able to have my familiar Caliph grab? Because at this point, it's like almost weightless, right? The bead of force. Or would I not know that? Maybe I wouldn't. I wouldn't know that.
It lasts for a minute.
It probably wouldn't be enough.
Only 1 pound.
Would it be enough time to? Would it be enough time to transport it? No.
The river is several miles away.
Oh, okay.
So there is no body of water close enough. You're in the middle of a plain.
This well is smaller than the beast.
Yeah. The beast would not fit down there.
Okay.
Down the line.
I have a question. Just going back to when Carrie came out and she was looking over here and she saw the tail. Was that the tail of this?
Yes.
Okay. So if we're looking, it came to life over here is when we saw it, though. So Cora is going to.
It's circled the village basically.
Okay. But this is where the indent was, like where it had been resting?
No, the indent was inside this building here.
Hold on, I moved. Where it's at right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I think, Cora's just... What is this blue mark over here? Did somebody check that one?
Mm-hmm. Blue is checked.
Cora's just vomiting.
Are you moving and vomiting, or are you staying and vomiting?
I'm probably moving and vomiting. If I would say, like, what are we retreating? Where are we going?
Retreat.
All right. So as you say this, Isaac appears in the middle of the street, and there's a loud coming from inside the building. I want you to go ahead and roll thunder damage, please, Isaac.
Just automatically do it on there? 16.
Parts of the wall collapse inwards, and now a big dust cloud sort of sprangles up and kind of makes the area heavily obscured for a few moments.
I'm hoping that's going to buy us some more extra time. I think we just run.
Right, is everyone running?
If I stand up here at the edge, can I see down there into there?
No, because it's heavily obscured with dust now.
Okay. I mean, I've got one more type of damage.
You know it's in there, so you can make an attack roll. I'm going to give it 3/4 cover.
Does the bead of force not stop me attacking it though? Because it's
Yes,
enclosed.
it does.
in
Oh
the
yeah,
thing.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
yeah,
right.
I would have waited for the bead of force to come down and then fired it and then fucked off. But that's why I was going to stand right on the edge, ready to escape. But if I can't see in there, then I'll just leave it.
Okay. So am I assuming the entire party is retreating from this area?
Yeah.
Joe Prick is running. Yep.
All right.
He's gone.
So can I get a group dexterity check, please?
Who would like that to do that?
Dexterous as fuck.
Is that a check or save and
Yes.
throw? It's a check.
Check. So Jawprix, please re-roll that. Cora, please re-roll that.
Sorry, I thought it was a save.
Or actually wishes she could keep her 9.
Roll from Sparhawk. Okay. So Cora is lagging behind, as is Vorkris. However, Kerry and Jawprix, and even Isaac, are fast enough to be able to pick up their slack and like grab them and just sort of like by the arms and just run and run and run further and further into the plains.
Can I take it we're safe now, right?
You don't know.
Okay, I'd like to get can I hold on to like who am I taking with me? Like who am
Whoever
I
you
the
want.
one? Cora? Can I help Cora?
Yeah.
Actually,
If I also Misty Step, does that take her with me if I Misty Step? Actually, just wanted to know.
It will take you
No.
30 feet ahead, but everyone's running, so 30 feet is kind of irrelevant at this point. Like, Misty Step is
Okay.
a good thing to get something somewhere close by very quickly,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
in terms of extended running, it's not that useful.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
I'll just try to drag
so-
her along.
what I'm gonna do is I see Cora behind me a bit. I'm gonna wow shape into an Allosaurus, a big dinosaur. Then I'm gonna grab her and run. My turn.
I think I'm still holding on to her hand, right?
The creature that you fought previously, Cora, is come charging towards you, and it looks distinctively like Emron in a weird kind of way, but he picks you up with his mouth and sort of like the scruff of a neck like a kitten, runs away with you in his mouth.
Recognize him by the plains runner feather I braided into his hair.
I think I'm still holding on to her hand, right?
She's trying to vomit over the side of you and not like onto your back.
Yeah, you're probably
So-
Carrie. You're probably hanging on to Cora. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of have to at this point.
You're catching it
I
all
would-
downwind. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I did it.
What's everyone's passive perception?
13, I believe.
11.
12.
12.
Alright. So
15.
those of you with excellent, so that's pretty much everyone. So everyone is keenly aware, however, that back in the village, that creature has broken free of the beat of force, and it is charges towards you and disappears into the long grass that you guys are currently running into, or running through even. And you get the sneaking suspicion that it's either chasing you or hunting you.
I can't see through that grass, can I?
No. If anything, it's actually
No.
quite difficult to see where. If you guys weren't so close together, you'd lose sight on each other.
Is Emron taller than the grass?
Oh yeah. Like Emron is definitely noticeable. Like you get the feeling probably that's how the creature knows where you guys are running.
Okay, I'm just gonna shout to everyone while it's hanging on by like Cora's ankle. Everyone get onto him, and then I'm just gonna like ready a fireball once everyone's on in the grass behind me.
A fire bolt or a fireball?
Firebolt. Sorry, not fire.
Right.
Fireball. Firebolt. Because I'm not that powerful yet.
Is that what everyone's doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll shout out that if this thing's chasing us, maybe we want to run towards the river, seeing as Jopvik seemed to have some sort of idea to do with water. So if we're going to be running from it anyway, may as well head in that direction.
That's a good idea.
Alright, so you all jump on top of Emron. Emron, you're only a large creature, so I want you to make a strength check, please.
Yep.
Sorry,
Strength check.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
as
not all
as
gonna-
the Allosaurus,
As the Allosaurus,
right? Yeah.
yes.
Hang on.
Can I vomit and go guidance?
No, I've already asked for the check, sorry.
Okay.
She just wanted for no reason.
How would I know to cast guidance on him if he...
I think it's good
19.
anyway. Good anyway.
19. Alright, so you are able to carry all of them, but you are still moving at half speed.
Okay. So that's 30 feet then. Half speed.
Yes.
Can I cast a firebolt towards, like, behind me?
You can... You don't think you hit the creature, and even if you did, you know you wouldn't have done any damage.
Just wanted to see if I could scare it a little.
Okay. So,
And the fire.
Emron, you keep on running. You're coming up to the tree line that you exited the forest from, the one where you know Hrooky makes his home. Those of you on Emron's back, I want you to make a perception check, please. Cora, you can see the parts of the grass where Emron has run through. They are flattened, like squashed bits of grass. And maybe about 200, maybe 300 feet behind you, you see what can only be described as a parting of the grass. You can't see anything in there, but you can see that the grass itself is falling downwards, parting. Something's moving through the grass, following the large footsteps of the Allosaurus.
Does it look to me like it is tracking us by our footsteps?
Most likely.
Okay, so I would wipe the puke off of my face and say, I think it's following our footprints. It's coming. You're too big.
Okay.
And at this point, you make your way into the actual tree line now. And now you have to break your way through some of the branches in order to make through, because the trees are relatively low down. Those of you on his back, you have to like shield your eyes a little bit, because the like odd branches and like whips and leaves are just keep on slapping by. Sometimes hitting you in the face, sometimes just whipping you on the arm. What do you do, Emron? Do you keep on running?
Did Cora say how far back she
No.
thinks? Because I can't communicate to her.
No.
Okay, so I understood what she said, so I'm a bit concerned that it's following my giant footsteps. So I'm going to slow down a bit and start shaking the guys off my back, like in a safe way.
Right, so Emron slows down and slowly, just shifts his tail to basically provide a little slip and slide for everyone to get off his back.
And then once everyone's off my back, I'm going to drop Wild Shape.
So you're back into normal form, Emron.
Okay.
Are you
Can I,
guys still running? What are you doing?
Can I ask, Jack? We can see the sky, right? Like we can see the distant sky.
You can see the sky through the canopies. Yes.
Okay, and I know of a rough direction where Crookie's house is, right?
You know a rough direction. Yes.
Can I cast Minor Illusion and just put like a red flare in the sky, like up there, and just tell everyone to just follow that if they get lost?
Minor illusion can only go up to about 30 feet.
Oh shit, it can. Okay, can I just make another me just standing in my place while I'm running?
Let me read the specifics of the spell.
Yes, you can.
Are you bigger than 5 feet? Isn't it there's a size restriction?
It's
You could be sitting
large
down in the
enough.
grass.
I could be like just in a bright red glow, just sat down in the grass.
A person is too big. You need something else,
Okay.
like something smaller, like a chair, small chest, something like that.
What about just a ball, like a dome, a red bright dome?
Yeah, that's doable.
I'd like to just cast my illusion, just a massive, like chest-sized red dome, and just fit it right where I've run, right where I'm just am, and just run away from it.
Okay, all right. So the party continues to run. Is that correct?
Jack, can I do one thing? Can I ready a spell as I go?
What spell would you like to ready? Because it depends.
I'd like to ready Hypnotic Pattern for when he becomes if this thing is following us and gaining. If it comes in range visibly, I'd like to be able
So
to.
you can hold that action for 1 minute because that's how
Okay.
long the concentration will last.
Okay.
How far away are we from water now?
Several miles.
Oh, still tons.
Can we try and lead it that way? That's what I was thinking. Try and keep
Yeah.
it chasing us and get there. I don't feel comfortable leaving this out and about.
Do we
No.
think that we can outrun it?
We
Well,
don't
that's
need
why
to
I'm
run it,
thinking.
keep
I'm
it on
thinking
our-
maybe if we can stunt its path.
Are you guys running and talking, or are you
Yeah.
talking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, definitely running and talking.
All right. So I want another group dexterity check, please.
I think I'm just running. I think I'm just running and listening.
Dexterity
yeah.
check.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Hold this to hold this hard.
Oh, mine didn't come through. Come on.
All right.
It's
So the
there.
group runs as hard
Oh,
as
yeah.
and fast as they can, but some of you are starting to tire.
I'm
And
gonna.
you hear in the distance, the sound of metal hoofs, sort of echoing throughout the forest. It's louder than it was before.
I'm gonna say, are we all leading it to the river? Then, if we are, then it doesn't matter if it's following me, right? Shall I just go back into the Allosaurus? You just jump on, and we'll get there quicker this way.
Yeah.
Did you go anything bigger than Allosaurus?
Yeah, but,
Well-
yeah, right.
The thing is, Allosaurus is the fastest one that can run of what I can do.
But if we're all
Oh,
on
yeah.
your back, we only go
Yeah.
30 anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah, true. Actually, that is very true.
Sparhawk slows down briefly and stops.
What are you doing?
You guys can get away. I can go in another direction and distract it.
We're not leaving you. Not a chance.
It's not the case, it's not the case, Isaac. This thing, we can't hurt it. It's following us for some reason, and I'd rather everybody else get away. Don't worry, I won't be defeated by it. I know what I need to do. I can lead it away that you will get to safety.
I mean, you're
I'll
not
be
exactly
fine.
the quickest one of us, Sparhawk.
It's fine, I'm powerful. If it catches me, I'll fight him, and I'll win. But I'll be fine. I'll meet you back in Stars Unity.
At least let me give you a little bit of an advantage. And then I'll place my hand on his shoulder and cast Fly on him. So he gets two black wings out of his back.
I appreciate that, my friends. And he looks at you, Isaac. know you're going through some shit right now, my friend. Don't worry. Believe in you. Trust in others, not just me.
Well, you better make it back because you made a promise to me.
I will. Turns towards you, Cora, and he says, I'm not like Bark. I won't leave without saying goodbye.
Oh my god. Start crying and vomiting, but crying. And she's in between sobs. Gonna say, between Tyr and Bearvin and Garl Glittergold, I pray for all of the protection on you that I can muster, and I'm going to...
Don't worry, my lady. I got all the protection I need right here, and he points towards his armor.
I thought he was going to point towards that stupid sword of his.
I was going to say that stupid sword.
She, pointlessly, but she is going to touch him on his shoulder blade and say, just stay safe and cast guidance.
Well, now I feel a little more guided. Thank you. He turns towards you, Vorkris, and he says, I'm relying on you to protect them. You got some skills in magic.
Doesn't seem very useful against this particular foe, but I will do my best.
Sure you figured out a way. You're smart. You got them books, ain't you? Read them.
Yes. Thank you. I will recheck my notes.
Turns towards you, Emron, and says, You're one of the ones I didn't understand the most, my friend. But I know as I could always rely on you to do the right thing when it matters.
Thank you, friend. I shake his hand and I cast enlarge on him.
Oh, thank you. I'm fairly certain I can't be stopped now.
And then I'm going to say, watch out for that dodgy sword of yours.
Oh, this sword is beautiful. Don't you worry about it. Turns towards you, Carrie, and he says, well, you look a little different. But just as much as we've been protecting you, I think you're doing a good job of protecting us as well. Can I ask you to continue doing this?
Oh gosh, not rare actually turning for little. Okay, I'm just gonna look at him, angrily confused, hold my hand up in the sky, and minor illusion a pulse, like a really loud pulsing sound. And I just say in between each beat, "Come home, you idiot," and then I start running off. No, I slap him on the head and then I run off.
I will. He looks over at you, Jorbrix, and says, I hope we can trust you.
You can trust me, and I look forward to hearing your story when we meet again. This is a very brave thing that you're doing for your friends. I don't have.
It's just what needs to be done.
I don't have much to give, but this little trinket has brought me a lot of luck. It got me out of a lot of scrapes, and I give him my lucky rabbit's foot. I wear on a necklace and give it to him.
He takes it, looks at it with a bit of disgust. It's not very sanitary, but thank you.
I know it's not much, but it's all I have to give.
All right, my friends, Special K's, get out of here. And he turns on the spot, similar to that scene in Predator, that guy standing on the tree. He withdraws his blade, whoosh, and he just calls out, "Ah!" And he charges away from you guys into the trees and out of sight. Stand there for a few moments, trying to see what's happening, and then You hear the sound of metal clanging against you. Some voice. And you guys have a choice to make. You can either go or you can stay.
He knew what he was doing. We can't hurt that thing. We can't fight it. We need to use the time he's given us and get away. Otherwise, he's risking his life for nothing.
Carrie's just running. Just run off to where we're supposed to
Carries
be.
run. Okay.
Cora
runs.
just realized that she has a spell called Command that she could have tried. So she's going to be wrestling with leaving Sparhawk, knowing that this could potentially have helped.
So the party runs and runs and runs. Until eventually you no longer hear the sounds of battle anymore. You don't hear any footsteps charging, trees being broken. All you hear is the common ambience of the forest. You all slow down after about good 30-40 minutes of solid running, out of breath. Oh shit, Agnes is still there.
Miss her so much, we see her face in the shadow of the trees.
You slow down, out of breath, tired, and you don't know what's happened to Sparhawk. Oh yes, you do Jorprix.
He'll show up eventually.
This is what happens.
Give the old
when
man some
people-
time.
He is running into the forest, catching up.
Trying to keep up. Yeah.
Give the old man
Slipping
time.
in Cora
Zoe.
puke.
Probably in worse shape than Cora at this point.
So, you have a moment to catch your breaths.
I think
What do you want to do?
Carrie is just looking at herself. Just confused a little. But if anybody else notices, the white strand of hair she had is now turned into a white fringe. Her entire fringe
Well-
has gone white.
Everybody definitively noticed that Kerry, who looked like a late teenage girl, now looks like a woman.
God, how long was that battle?
Cora finds a tree, preferably an oak if it's by.
Yeah.
And goes down onto, falls down onto her knees and puts her hands and her head down on the ground and just starts sobbing and probably still heaving and speaking in Gnomish, so nobody understands what she's saying. But she's praying and crying and melting into a puddle of her own vomit.
You've got nothing left to vomit, now you're just convulsing.
I'm just gonna go up to Cora. and
That's
just
the word.
sort of sit next to her, not in the vomit, but just sort of sit cross-legged in front of her, and just blank emotion, just sat and watching.
Jorprix just lights his pipe and says, do we have any magic that can help this young lady? Anybody?
So actually, Cora has magic that can help Cora, but Cora feels like this is punishment for not realizing that she could have tried something else before abandoning Sparhawk. So she's going to think that she deserves what is happening to her, and she is not going to waste a spell slot on herself.
I'd just be looking back
Healing
into the forest, trying to desperately hear if there's any sign of life or anything, and hoping
Make
to
a-
see him running back this way.
Make a
Oh, just
perception
strolling
check.
out like nothing happened.
Oh, how long were we running, by the way?
About 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. My pulse is definitely dissipating. Okay.
Look at
You
that roll.
can.
Time of day is it now?
It's about mid-afternoon. You can hear the sounds of the birds, the trees rustling. You can see some rabbits hopping relatively close by. They're odd though. They're yellow rabbits. Weird. And you glint at the very canopy or the very edge of where your sight can see through the trees, and you see something shiny glint off of it. As you peel your eyes, for a moment you swear you could see Sparhawk walking towards you, triumphant and smiling, but it disappears, and it was you chalk it up to just a mirage, a trick of the dehydration.
Just hang my
You
head
do
a
not,
bit upset.
you do not hear or see anything. Well, Cora, you didn't see the yellow rabbit. Only Isaac did. So that's metagaming. You
Hardcore.
have been warned.
Is Cora sat in like a puddle of vomit, or is that not a thing?
Pardon?
Is Cora sat in a puddle of vomit? Oh no.
No, she's got nothing left to vomit, so she's just convulsing. She's poisoned.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I'm just gonna sort of awkwardly scoot in front of her and just. Terry doesn't know what to do. She's gonna put her hand on her ankle and just Yeah.
The worst thing about it, Cora, is that you are feeling so hungry and thirsty right now.
That was my next
Please
thing.
don't eat me.
That was my next
Eat
thing.
everything.
I'm gonna.
No. So I ate all of my rations required for the day, right? I ate all the 10 good berries, and 6 is
Yep.
what I needed. So even if she's hungry, she still like would not eat. She is in mode of self punishment right now.
Mm.
She wouldn't mention
Fasting.
it. She wouldn't.
You're fasting, basically. So, what would the party like to do or discuss from here?
Do we know where we are?
You're still in the forest that houses where Hurki lives. We go towards the world map. Just making sure that it is all still revealed for you guys. Well, the bits that I wanted to reveal to you.
We want to see the
Yep.
map.
Okay.
Where were we meant to be heading?
So you
Wouldn't you like
guys
to know?
are currently there.
Oh, are we ready to cross the river? No, we're not, are we? Like,
No, you're
sail.
still a few miles away from it.
I think crossing the river might be our destination, though, just to get a big body of water between us and that thing. Don't know how
is there a
long it will
map?
chase us for.
Is there
Oh,
a
yeah,
map
you've got
up?
to spell out.
I can't
Yeah,
see
you
it.
need to scroll. It's a massive map, and we've only
Yeah,
got only one
Yeah.
little bit of it. You've got to.
Everyone would like to be
yeah.
vegan.
I
You've
don't
got to
think
scroll down and to the right.
I don't think we have visibility yet.
Oh,
If you shift click on the K jack, it should automatically shift everybody's view to the thingy.
What's going on here, Huey? Shift,
I
click, you
can
mean?
see them.
Yeah,
thing, but it's all
shift
black.
and right, shift and left click on the K, like to that part of the map, and it will move everybody's view to there, or it should do.
Did that help?
I mean, I can see, but I could always see. So
Yeah, I was.
I don't.
already-
I don't have it. I went way out to.
I can see it, but the
20%.
map bit's very blurry. The icon's very sharp.
I'll
Yeah,
do
it's
roll
just-
20 struggling to load it.
That's me.
Yeah.
Sometimes the internet connection's really slow, even if yours is fine. Roll
Right.
20 is just a bit of a pain.
There's no reason why you guys shouldn't see it, but I think
can
it
see
might
it.
be because if I reveal areas. Did that help?
I can still see what I could see before.
Same.
Now I have it, but it's just kind of.
There we go. There we go. It's because when I revealed the map, these two weren't part of Roll20, so they still don't see it all.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what I will do is I'll do it like this.
No, it's fine for me. Kind
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I'm basically just redoing it all so that Jorprix and Lisma can see. But it won't change for you guys.
That's all that's
So
happening. I think I'm just...
Jorprix. So I probably didn't do it for Carrie as well. So you three can now see the what you've noticed of the world map for the first time. Hooray!
Oh, I've seen the world map this entire time.
Oh, okay.
Whilst all that's happening, I'm just
So
playing with
that's-
Cora's little fur on her ankle,
Okay.
twiddling it around.
so we're not terribly far from the river. A few miles, you
No.
said, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And obviously that little butthole there is where you discovered the wheel. So
Bloody hell!
So which direction next, guys?
Joe Prix would say, I don't know which way you guys are going. I know that I'm supposed to be with you, and I hope you can trust me. I will follow you guys wherever you decide is best to go from here.
Across the river.
Yeah, I still think heading for the river is our best plan.
So I know that originally we had wanted to go to Vraster's Den, which is across the river, right? It's somewhere over
that's right. Yes.
here-ish,
Yeah.
up there. Cora would also just mention that if this is all obviously close. The wheel, if we're looking to collect the keys, is way the heck over in unexplored territory.
Yep.
But we have like the compass that would lead us toward that. So obviously, as long as we can keep a hold of that, that's going to stay. But just to throw in options, we can either head out west, because I think we're going to have to head there eventually, or we can explore this little bit before we head all the way over there.
So what does everyone think? Which direction?
I feel like going west after the other key, I guess, would be the best course of action.
So where do you want to cross the river?
Because if the VTC have got one already, then obviously they'll be hunting for another one. We need to try and get as many as we can before they get them.
Get the one that we're all chasing, so they can't get it.
At this point, Cora might even suggest that we go through the VTC's notes. She would look at Vorkris and say, maybe you can pull out those papers and see if there's anything in there that we haven't thought of that would lead us into a specific direction.
I will sit there and shuffle through as we're like moving, but like walking slowly, trying to shuffle through these papers. But yes, I have read through them, and I definitely couldn't find anything relating to a giant metal monster.
Joe Brick says, "Key. What is this key? This key you speak
Cora.
of."
She's a key.
That's why she's so hungry.
She ate the
Cora
key.
will pull out the shield, the wheel, and show it to you and say, "We found this in the tomb that was by the centaur's house, and it's a key. Apparently, there are 5 keys that will help us go to the gate and help Ata, who is the god of this land, heal the wrongs that have taken place here." She's going to put her hands on her knees and start to dry heave again.
I see. The VT. You mentioned the VTC. I've heard not so good things about this VTC.
They ruined the old world. This was supposed to be an escape from them, but it seems like they're here too, ruining this world.
I was in hiding in the old world. They diviners are very. I'm a diviner. I'm considered a divine. My people like me are hunted over there for our abilities, and used and abused, and I narrowly escaped capture many times. Made my way here.
I sincerely apologize for their actions.
Cora would turn her head like this to the side with her hand still on her knees because she's not feeling very well. And she'd go, "Oh, I was hunted to where are my manners? My name is Cora Briarly Rosewind Terror Bells Sparklet. And it's why would you want to come with us? Why do you think that you're you know what, I'm just gonna sit back down."
So my apologies as well. My full name is Joe Prix Calpuro. In case you weren't sure, I'm a wizard. I like to I study magic. Anything that I can get my hands on. I've got this book. I like books, and I like to try to find as much magic as I can. And like we talked about before, I use some portents to try and make out what it is that the universe has in store for me, and that's why I'm here in this place. I have foreseen that I'm supposed to be with this group and help you fulfill this mission. Although I don't know all the details of the mission, I will devote my service to this group for whatever end.
Do you think you could ask the universe where we're supposed to go next, or
I
don't know how it
can.
works?
So, let me see. I can ask the universe right now. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult though. We need to be very specific. In order for me to get a clear idea, I need to have a clear question as to what we want to ask. I have these bones that we spoke of before. These bones, these old rabbit bones are special to me. They allow me to get a little bit of a reading from the other side, and I'm able to at least have an idea of whether or not my next path will be good or bad. It's not 100% accurate, but sometimes it works well. What would you guys like to know? What do we want to know specifically?
Specifically, how we can kill that thing.
I don't think I can figure that out, but I may be able to ask certain questions through certain spiritual channels about whether or not a path is good or bad, and that might be about the best that I can do right at the moment. So I might be able to figure out whether or not going west right now is a good idea or a bad idea, or whether or not going north over the river is good or bad.
There's a large bang in the distance, and several birds flutter out of the trees.
Whatever it is, do it on the move. We're heading towards the river again.
And
I don't know if we
can
have
everybody
time
hear that, or
for that.
just
Is that everybody?
Heard that.
okay?
But ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we have time for me to cast that ritual right this minute. We may have to make a decision the old-fashioned way.
If we get on the other side of that river, probably safer than here, and then we can always move west from there if that's where the universe tells us we need to go.
So,
So
if we're
shall
just
we
gonna say
head north across the river then? Shall we just go north?
if we're crossing the river, she's not looking at the map right now, but she would say that maybe we can go check out Vraster. I know that there were notes on him.
That sounds like a plan.
Right, so, not wanting to stick around, whatever that was, the party, with a rough destination across the river for now in mind, you guys continue running as fast, well, not as fast, but you move at a quickened pace just to make sure you put some distance between yourselves and whatever the hell that was. Move at a relatively quick pace for the better part of another 20 minutes, and eventually you get out of the woods, and you can, just in the distance, you can see the river in sight. You start making a beeline towards it, and as you do, you see an individual moving towards you, ahead of you. They have large, flowing, blonde-like hair. They are armored and clearly armed. Is moving towards you.
I'd like to hide.
Okay. Well, you're out in the middle of a field right now, so how would you like to hide?
Never mind.
Okay.
Can we see the person's face yet?
Yeah, give or take. Liam, would you like to describe what your character looks like, please?
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, standard sort of rough and ready looking person. Imagine me but more beaten up, basically. That's what I look like. But very, very muscular.
So, there's Makutha. You see these strange individuals came out of the forest and they are moving at a quickened pace in your direction. They see you and they slow down, almost crawl to a stop momentarily. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna shout out. Where do your allegiances lie?
I'm going to sneak round to Cora and say, is that what's his name from the recording? He looks really like him. What's his name? Miles? Do you think it's Miles? What's your favorite color? I'm going to shout.
Hearing what he said, I'm gonna just put my hood on, just try to cover as much of me as possible.
Okay. So this black-haired elf has called out to you. What's your favourite colour? How do you want to respond to that?
Well, I'm going to look a bit perplexed and then shout out, red. Why?
Oh, I don't think it's him, because if you remember that Q&A he recorded, his favorite color was blue, so it's probably not Miles.
Okay.
Nothing.
Good to know.
Just wondering what your color is.
It's the same thing we ask all the people when we meet them.
Even more confused. Are you guys with the New Order or not?
Definitely not.
At the mention of New Order, Cora would put her hand on her mace.
Yep, I'd be readying my crackling fingers.
Yeah, I'd be ready to move in. And
So at the sound of the new order, at the word of the New Order, Lisma, you can see them ready themselves, almost as if they're expecting a fight.
I'll be like, hold fire. I'll put my hands up. I'm not with the New Order either. I am looking for the New Order. I have few bones to pick with them.
Joe Pricks is going to say, well, they're all back there, turned to stone, and we're running away from the thing that turned them to stone. So if you don't mind, I think we still need to move to safety, everybody.
Yeah, feel free to run with us, and we'll get to know you later. But right now, there's something big and scary following us, and we're out of here.
Okay, I'm not stupid enough to go fight something big and scary where a group of you guys are running from. As long as the New Order guys are dealt with, just a shame I couldn't do it myself.
Okay, so moving alongside these new group of strangers, Lisma, they start making their way towards the river and you follow. And soon enough, you guys are able to make it at the bank of this large flowing river. You're not in the precise spots where Cora accidentally found the shallow crossing. You get the feeling it's a little bit more upstream from here.
I mean, we also have a boat now, right?
Yeah,
we
you do.
just use the boat here.
Do we need it to cross? Is it quite wide, the stream?
It is quite wide, and it is quite the current. It is relatively strong enough that necessitates the need of a bridge.
Okay.
Unless you get to the shallow part.
I'm going to fish the mini boat out from the back of holding, and I'm going to say, I guess it's time for this, right? Anyone knows what we need to do with this? I'll wave it around. Boat.
So Cora would look at Borchris and say, when Edward and Roger, I think it was Roger, were crossing the river with us during the battle, they had those things, and they were. Do you remember? They were.
I do. I just have a quick search along the riverbank in the wood tree line, try and find a decent long stick.
Yeah, that's a long stick, easily findable.
Yeah, looks sturdy enough to do a bit of punting.
Yeah.
Would grab one too.
Happy days. Yep, great shout, Cora. Let's go.
Right. So, what's the command word you say?
Do we know a command word? Is there anything on the boat? Etched on the boat, mini boat?
Nope.
Do we need to identify this thing to find out what the password is?
I mean, it takes me 10 minutes to identify it, so if we can't do it right now, I suggest we just head down to...
You've already identified it. It didn't have a passcode.
Maybe we have to set...
Oh.
If you have to set one, and I kind of throw the boat into the water, if you'll please let me have it.
Yeah, take it.
And I'll say, boat him up, boat face, as I throw it into the water.
So what size boat does that create for you?
Oh.
I think there's 3 options, isn't there?
There are 3 options. There's one that is where it is a chest, one where it becomes a boat that's 10 feet long, and then when it becomes a ship 24 feet long.
Probably the 10-foot long, and we'll all have to squeeze in because the ship sounds like it might be too big for this river.
Yeah.
I'm going to mutter under my breath. We can always leave Isaac behind if he doesn't fit.
I could have hit
How did-
everyone. I'm like,
How would
We've not left
we
enough
have
people
known
behind
that?
today.
How would we have known that we had 3 sizes to choose from?
So when
from
I
the
identified
identifier.
it would have... Yeah.
From your identify.
So, you throw the wooden box into the water, and by saying this word, it immediately starts expanding and unfolding into a rowing boat that's 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 2 feet deep, and you can see 2 little oars perch out of the side.
Oh, it comes with the
small
sticks. It's great.
A small anchor grows on the side of it, a little mast, and a lateen sail.
Wow.
It can easily fit up to 4 medium creatures comfortably.
Oh, shit.
So it could fit 7 people uncomfortably. I mean, it's not a big river.
How far is
Forrest-
it across, like travel-wise?
It's about 100 feet across.
Cora's going to remember what happens whenever she tries to get on anything and remind you that she is a fat ass, and that she might count as more than one person.
Well, if we can take a short rest, I can cast Fly on you, and then you could carry one of us across.
I really don't want
Or-
to take a short rest on this side of the river. I want to get over this river.
You remember like those logic puzzles where you take some people across, you go back, you take some more people across.
Yeah, we could.
Isn't that leaving people? Wouldn't that equate to having a short rest of people that are staying behind, or by the time you've
Just
gone?
Well, no, because a short rest is an hour. It's not going to take us an hour
Well,
to get across 100 feet river and back.
No. It will take you like 30
thought
seconds
with
to
the-
take somebody across.
All right, I thought with the current and everything, you'd.
No. When the current was really high, it was dangerous. But actually, no. Now I remember it. Back in Stars Unity, flight was a perfectly acceptable way for you guys to cross. You just elected not to do it.
So Jack, I forget I had gotten that ring. Did I attune to it? Do I know what it does?
I don't believe you need to attune to it.
Okay. Am I aware of its capabilities?
Yes, you are. Once you equipped it, you became innately aware of what it would do. By
I
putting it on.
am also definitely wearing my cape.
I can suggest I can swim. This ring I found. This gives me a swim speed. I should be fine.
Okay, I mean we can do like 3 and 3. It's not an issue to go over and come back. I don't think. I'm happy to stay on this side and try and make sure this thing doesn't catch up with us. If
That's
3 or
true,
4 of
too.
you want to go across first.
It's very brave
yeah,
of you, Chris, as your cloak billows in the wind.
I'm happy
I
to
stand, I stand there looking all cool, billowing cloak,
Bravely,
like,
yeah.
but there's no wind.
I'm happy
I'm
to go in
happy
the
to
second
stand with
one.
you.
I'm happy to go in the second run as well.
I
Didn't you
I
say
will
that
too.
The ship's like 24 feet big, right?
No, that's the
10 feet.
ship. This is a
I
minor
thought a ship
sailing.
would be too big for this river, so I just did the rowboat.
We've got 100 feet space, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if you stick like, there's other factors in the
Right.
length of a boat. It could be too deep for it.
depth-wise.
The ship would
Right.
be like, yeah, it's just going to hit the bottom and not me able to sail. That's why you don't
Oh,
see
we can make
cruise
a big
liners
bridge.
down rivers.
Yeah, it could make a bridge. Just make it into a bridge.
Make a big
I'm
bridge.
going to go scuba diving in the puddle outside my house.
Well, there you go.
So I'm going to say, look, are we just going to stand here all day, or are we going to get on the boat?
I'm up for standing
Cora
here
would
all
pick
day.
up Carrie and put her in the boat.
You just pick me up like this. Like, I cross
I
my
just-
arms and you just pick me up.
Bonk.
Okay, who's going on the boat? So Carrie's already on. Are you going on, Cora?
Cora would stay with Vorkris.
Okay, so
So
we
that's
can
Cora,
take another-
Vorkris, and Emron. Everyone else should go, I think.
Yeah,
Or
go
is
on.
it
yeah.
Emron or Isaac that were staying?
I guess Joe Briggs will go on the boat.
Yeah, I'll go on the
So,
boat.
it does not take much effort. Over the course of the next 10 minutes or so, you guys are able to safely get across the river utilizing the boat.
Jack, how long? 10 minutes, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I cast a ritual of augury while we're on the boat? It should be a 10-minute ritual, I believe.
Well, you're not on the boat for 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Oh, no.
Because-
Okay.
Is that both of us going back and forth? So the boat's done 2 trips.
Yeah.
We're all over the other side of the river.
So can I do it on the other?
It's just yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. It's just
All right,
a
so when
general number. So.
Yeah, when I get over to the other side, all I want to do is I want to cast augury, roll the bones, and ask whether or not, because I have not seen this yet, whether or not we can trust this newcomer.
No, we can't. Kill him now.
Well, it's kind of interesting.
And so
That's-
ends Lisma's
That's
adventure.
the newcomer.
I know, spoken by the newcomer.
Which is interesting that you're asking that, because while myself, Fortress, and Cora is going to be on the shore, I'm going to ask exactly the same thing. Do you think we can try these newcomers, these two that's just joined us?
I think we're running out of friends, and we need to try and trust people where we can. They could all be useful for us. I mean, that Joprek seems like he's got a few decent spells.
So
I'll be able
what
to
do
learn something from
you
him.
what do you specifically use for your divinating, or for your augury?
They're like rabbit bones with little runes in them.
Okay, so you cast the bones onto the ground, and the results you get is both weal and woe.
Shit.
So there is good and bad to be had with this newcomer.
So I'll just kind of fret a little bit, scratch my head, and I don't know if anybody knows what it is. I hadn't announced what I was doing, so I don't know if anybody
You
has.
see this old man sit down, throw these bones on the ground, and just go, "Ah, shit."
Harry's just gonna like waddle up to you and just everything good?
So I was asking for signs of whether or not we can trust this newcomer, and it's complicated. I don't get a clear reading either way, and
Did
so
you say this in front of him?
Yeah, I'm just going to say that.
no, I
It's
mean,
like it's right here.
no, I mean it's kind of like under obviously not loud enough for him to hear.
Yeah.
Just to carry. And I'd say, I know that I'm new, and you're probably wondering if you can trust me. But of course, I know that I'm okay because I know me. So on the behalf of everybody, I just wanted to have an idea of this newcomer, because I haven't seen this newcomer yet in any of my visions or any of my portents. So it's always best to try to get information when I can.
What was your answer?
The answer was good and bad. I asked, for some direction as far as weal or woe, and I kind of got both, which is not very helpful. I can ask, and sometimes the universe just isn't providing an answer.
Okay.
Clara, there's one thing on your mind right now that's really distracting you. Your clothes are too small for you right now.
I was hoping you weren't going to bring that up.
Unfortunately, you grew, in
Yeah.
several different ways. So everything is just very tight on you at the moment.
Can I disguise self? Just some new clothes, just so it looks like my clothes.
Yeah, no,
fit.
you could look. Yeah, no, I thought you could look different, but the fact of the matter is, you will still have tight clothes on.
Yeah,
and it's just uncomfortable for you. They're like squeezing you in all the wrong places.
I think Joprek should probably, being the older gentleman that he is, he'd probably say, "Yeah, we're gonna have to get you some new clothes, I think, young lady."
She's not that young anymore.
Still young to me.
I'm trying to think of how Kara would respond, because she's got the mentality of a child, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is Cora
Yeah,
on this side of
sure.
a river already?
Yeah, no, everybody's
they're all
on the
over.
other side of the river.
Okay. All right. So if Cora notices this, she would go, and especially upon noticing sweaty old man noticing, she would take her traveling cloak, which is way too big for Carrie, and she would put it over her shoulders and burrito her up in it and say, why don't you?
Can I get one of my belts and just sort of tie it around her waist so it doesn't particularly fall off?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going
I'm
to
doing that.
point at the boat and say, Fortress, do you want to change that boat again so I can put it in the back of holding?
Yeah, I mean, I named the command word for the medium boat. Maybe someone else wants to come up with one to put it away.
Oh,
Just hold out your
Sure,
hand and make this
sure.
gesture and give it a command word.
anyone volunteer for a keyword to shrink the boat?
I mean, it's not school, Carrie. You can just speak.
Special K!
Ah, very good. So, and can
Or-
anyone operate the boat by saying these words?
The command word should work for anyone. So it's boaty McBoatface, which I realise as I say the boat just comes back out again, and then special K to fold it back up.
That might be problematic if we're on the ship and some of the crew address us as.
Special K.
Yep.
If there's anyone on the boat, it doesn't fold up. It's got some kind of anti-crushing people spell. It's fine.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. The emphasis
The third
Oh
command word,
wait.
fold
Yeah.
back into a box,
Providing
providing
the box, provided there are no creatures on board. Ah, shit. That was going to be fun. I already had
That
a
would've
plan
been-
ahead.
All trip at the same time.
Okay.
I literally have to throw out 2 sessions worth of comedic effect now. Fuck's sake.
Sorry.
I put the boat back into the back of holding.
Okay. This fits in there rather nicely. So, Lisma, you have seen these people get across and they are strange at best. What would you like to do?
So guys, what are you up to? I've got beef with the New Order. I came across this elk who was snared, and it communicated to me, I believe telepathically, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Asking for help, and next thing I know, they're jumping on me, knock me out, and I wake up and they're gone and the elk's gone. Been chasing them since. Ended up coming this way. Obviously, New Order are not great guys, so I got to take my revenge out somehow. So I'm after them. What are you guys doing?
We've definitely had some bad run-ins with them. Where we're going now is a place called Raster's Den, and all we know about him is that he has helped the New Order with some information. We don't even know what information, but we think it might be worth checking out and finding out what he knows. Or they know.
Do you think he's with the New Order, or do you just think he's an informant that could have information?
He's definitely helping them, so he's with them enough for me not to like him.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, if you'll take me, I'm happy to come and help.
Depends. I mean, what can you actually do? You look quite big and scary, but maybe that's just all show.
You can test me if you wish.
Yeah, why don't you fight Isaac right now?
Stop trying to get Isaac in trouble.
Cor-
After a
Cora's
short
gonna-
rest, I'd be up for it.
Cora's gonna stand up to her full height at this point, which is 7 feet, and say, we're not making friends. I can only handle so much in a day. We're not making friends.
I agree. We need to work together at this point. We don't know what we're up against, what we're going to find here. Let's not make things harder for ourselves. If he's saying he wants to help us, then until he turns against us, I'll let him carry on and do his thing. But I'm sure he won't betray us. If he does, there's 6 of us and 1 of him. We should be fine.
You're assuming I wanted to fight. I was going to go for an arm wrestle.
It was like rocks, paper, scissors, shoot!
In that case, Carrie's gonna walk up to. I'm assuming Jorprix and Lisman are like. Are you guys stood next to each other at all, or like?
Up to you guys.
What would you say?
I don't think necessarily, no. Because I
Okay,
had been
well-
talking to you away from, but whatever. You know, we can be
Okay,
moving
well-
around. It doesn't.
Carrie's just gonna like hold one hand out towards one of you and the other hand to the other, and just say, "I'm Carrie Garton Starfist. Nice to meet you. Please don't kill me. Have fun."
Jorprix and Lisma, Starfist is the name of the emperor or king of the old world.
I'm the
Did I hear
princess.
that? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, staff of what?
I'm the dead princess. Anyway,
Well,
Dead.
you don't
You
look
guys
too
were-
bad for a dead person.
You guys weren't aware there was a dead princess.
Okay.
cool.
And you're dead?
But yeah, you're dead. Like,
I
Wow,
faked
there's
myself,
definitely more
in a way.
powerful necromancer than me around if you're dead.
I aged as well, apparently, August. I have the power of life and death. Yeah. not on enemy side. I want to not kill starfish. Shush. 2. I hate them too. So we're friends here, but we're friends here.
It seems that the universe has brought us all here together from different paths for a reason.
Yes.
Well, I guess only time will tell what that reason is. Unless you tell us first, J-Pux, because you find out stuff before we do, but you know.
Sometimes. Sometimes the universe isn't very forthcoming. I'll do my best to help.
I'm gonna like slowly shuffle to Vorkris and whisper in his ear. What's with the like prophecy dude?
I mean, we only just met him 10 minutes before we met you. It's been a busy old fucking session. Like we just went to explore some ruins, met some weird fucking guy throwing bones about, got attacked by a giant metal bull. As we ran away, we run into you, and now we've got to cross a river. It's like I don't know what the fuck's happening anymore. It's all getting well out of hand, but I definitely want a destination, and I want to go find out what's going on with this new order. They're just trashing this place already, and I need time to harvest all the lovely magical things in this world, the things I can learn, and they're just destroying everything.
Yeah.
Right now, Caliph, my familiar, is gonna come down and kind of whisper in my ear, or kind of like, and I'm gonna say, Vorkris, right? What?
That's me.
Caliph is concerned for your, is it Mad Dog?
Yep. So I'll go into my pouch and take out the stone Mad Dog.
What can we do? What does anybody have any magic that can cure this?
I mean, I don't know if I can cure it, but absolute worst case, I can bring him back again. It will just require a few more herbs, and they're in short supply over here, so I don't necessarily want to use the ones I have. I'm hoping it's maybe a temporary effect, but so I will keep him in my pouch for now. I can resummon him if I have to. It'll just take me 10 minutes.
Would Cora be able to, by examining him, or Chris by examining Mad Dog, would either one of them be able to figure out if this is a curse or a magical effect, if this is temporary, if this is permanent?
It's temporary. It's only gonna it'll pass eventually.
Okay, I'll keep him in my pouch. I'll keep him wrapped up in something soft. I'm now wearing the cape that he was wrapped up in, but keep him wrapped up, keep him safe.
Right, guys.
Wait. I mean, on Mad Dog or Cora? Sorry.
Oh, Mad Dog is what we were talking about.
No. Oh, make a medicine check, please.
Oh, okay.
Looks, you can't tell.
+8.
You can't tell. I mean, it might be temporary. It might be permanent.
As I said, worst case, I can resummon him. I'm sure he'll enjoy being stoned for now. Think of it as like a vest. Bad Isaac. No, bad. Sorry, that was
Everyone's like stoned and searches for more herbs.
Let's do a nature check.
Or for what? For herbs?
Yeah, for anything. New herbs, flowers, anything.
Go right ahead.
I'm too distracted for poor little Mad Dog.
Oh my god.
You in this new area. Let me just have a look at my notes here. You find a small herb with white buds and a stalk with like blue streaks on it. It's quite thorny in places, but it is clear. It clearly has some properties about it beyond the other weeds here.
Okay. How do I decipher what that property is?
You'll have to spend an evening examining it and just experimenting it with herbalists' supplies or alchemy supplies or whatever you'd like to basically do with.
Okay, so I might do that later. So I'll pick some and I'll share some with Cora as well, because I know she's looking for new things. So where now, guys? And what time is it now? Afternoon? Nowhere near camp time?
Yes, it's getting close to like later in the afternoon, so you got a few hours of sunlight left.
I think we start heading towards Rasta's Den and rest when it starts getting dark.
Yeah, I agree.
As we do, Cora would ask Vorkris, could you pull out those notes that talked about Rasta's Den and maybe share them with the new guys so they can, read up?
So, I mean, the only reference to Rasta, one sec, where was it? Which one was it on?
It was in the handouts, the notes to...
Yeah, there's like 5 of them. Drusilla's notes on Greyhelm, it says, as much as I loathe taking the word of lessers, Rasta has provided solid information so far. He learned of Greyhelm from Baron Bark, who in turn was kept informed by the Hunting Braves. So these are the notes on Greyhelm. So presumably Greyhelm is going to be over this side of the river if Rasta had knowledge on it, would be my guess.
But do you think if he's working for them, it's better to rest before we get to his in case he attacks us, or them, or wherever they are?
I mean, I think he's probably going to be a while away. It seems to have taken us, like the scale in this map seems quite large. So I'm assuming it's probably going to take more than a day to get to Rasta's Den from there. Or am I overestimating there, Jack?
It'll take you about a day, 2 days, maybe less.
So
location.
we're going to have a chance to rest on the way. I want to try and get as much distance between us and that big bull thing as we can, and hope it's not causing too much damage to anyone else over there.
I reckon because it's made of metal, it might just sink if it tries to cross the water. So it's pretty good to be on this side, where we are now, really.
Yeah, I'm not sure Haruki will agree, who is on the other side of the river.
Cora starts crying about Sparhawk.
Oh, look what you've done, Chris. You've made Cora cry again.
I have faith in Sparhawk. Sparhawk is far too stubborn to die. He's going to turn up one day, absolutely fine, and just say, yeah, I kicked his ass. It's been dead for weeks. What are you talking about, guys? I just couldn't find you again.
Let's hope so.
I might not have Drawflix's talents, but that's what I believe. Far too stubborn to die.
She also starts crying about Agnes being on the other side of the river and is just like hoping that the birds that she sent to protect Agnes would either protect her or let Cora know. Not that Cora's close enough to do anything, but she's crying about all of it. And still dry heaving. Thanks, Carrie.
But at least you've now got your red hair back, Cora. Look.
She starts braiding it. And she takes out the plains feather and braids it in so she's matchy besties with Emron.
Yay!
I just stand there with a billowing cloak.
And it does billow.
When did you find this new cloak, actually? When did you get that?
Do you have
it was down the well. So as I was trying to circle round this thing, it was just at the bottom of this well. I picked it up and I didn't really know what it was, but it looked like a cool cloak. I put it on, and if I just think about it just for a second, it just billows beautifully.
Oh. Can you describe to us what the cloak actually looks like?
It looks like fabric. It goes from my shoulders down
It actually looks like new old world design. You get the feeling that maybe of where you found it, Vorkris, maybe one of the New Order who possessed the cloak tried to get down the well to hide, and since you didn't see a body down there, you suspect they didn't make it, but the cloak did.
Yeah. Well, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, I'm sure. Bloody New Order.
Ooh, okay. So...
It's not like cursed like that, it's not going to make you weird like that sword did to...
I mean, it's not going to make me weirder.
Oh, well, fair.
Well, he's already standing in a different way if you ever look at him. He's like chest out and arms on hips now when he talks. That was
When
less
you've got a
cool.
billowing cloak, it's hard not to feel empowered. Every wizard should have a billowing
Does
cloak.
it have a hood? Oh, it's a cloak, so it has a hood.
Yeah, the picture does, so I'm assuming it has a hood.
Yeah, it has a hood. For,
put it
like,
up.
for the rain. So
Yeah, it doesn't seem to do anything else, but it does look cool.
Well, if you think every wizard should have one, would you let what's his name again? Jojo? Would you let Jojo wear it?
I mean, if I find a second one, he could have one, but me giving this cloak to him wouldn't help every wizard have one, would they? Because then I wouldn't have one.
Oh, you wouldn't lend it to him, see whether he would stand like you do when he's got it on.
Joe Bricks is just smoking his pipe, looking at the smoke. He's not really paying attention. I think something like that might be lost on him.
I feel the cloak would suit me better. I mean, he's sitting down smoking a pipe. He's not standing here all majestically. Billow, billow, billow.
He says that he's got a 1 foot on the rock. Hands on hips.
We've renamed him Captain Morgan.
Yes.
okay.
Anyway, there's enough playing about. I think we've got to keep moving. Otherwise, we're just wasting time out here.
So, you guys continue on your way, making your way a little bit northeastwards towards your known location of Vrasta's Den. Who's taking point on this?
How long has it been since I've been poisoned?
I would say your poison will wear off as you guys are walking, so...
Then I probably wouldn't be taking point.
I guess I will, because I'm big, strong.
Aha!
Got a shield.
Point guard. That's what he's good for.
I am literally a tank.
Go ahead, make a... I want you to go ahead and make a perception check, please, Lisma. Alright. So, you're a little bit overwhelmed with all of the changes that have been happening today, Lisma, and whilst you are keeping an eye out, you're also just kind of observing these bumbling, strange people who keep on talking and talking and talking and talking, not aware of where they're going, really. So, if anything does happen, Lisma, you're not aware of it, as your attention is mainly focused on the party during this walk. However, you guys continue onwards into the plains, and eventually the long, thick grass kind of dies away a little, and now it becomes much more of a grazed upon grass. Like, it's much shorter. You can see a few clumps of trees spattered across on a rather hilly terrain, and a number of white and purple flowers blooming across of them makes it quite a pretty landscape, actually. Continuing onwards, you get into something like a cross between a plain and a rocky area. Like, you can see quite a few large boulders. I'm talking like big boulders that you can scale and like have a good look across the immediate terrain, as it just seems to be flat land for a number of miles. You can still see the large mountains in the distance where the Aurora Borealis effect seems to be emanating from every single evening. And it's just become commonplace for everyone now. Like, you guys just expect to see the green lights happening overhead. It's beautiful. homely in a strange sort of way. But eventually the sun begins to set and the moon is reaching its zenith. You've got maybe about 30 minutes of actual daylight left, and you guys are becoming rather tired, especially with the amount of running you've all been doing today. Would you guys like to press on into the darkness for a little bit longer, or do you want to try and find some place to make camp?
I think we try and find somewhere to make camp. Does that make sense to everyone? Sound good?
Yeah.
Yep.
If we're ready to camp up, everybody, I would encourage you to partake in this little trick of mine. If we could all gather, I think you guys will like it. You guys all gather round. I have this.
I look a little bit wary, but I gather.
I have this special little room of solace that I can conjure up. If you just give me a couple of minutes to perform this ritual. I'd like to as a ritual cast Leomund's tiny hut, Jack.
Okay. So
as long as everybody gets in close, as long as everybody trusts me enough to get in close.
So at the end of 11 minutes, this dome-like substance springs into existence around Jobrix. And it sticks out like a sore thumb in the fact that it is a white dome on the outside. But on the inside it is see-through. You can see the stars overhead. You can see the wind billowing against the grass on the ground in its sways. However, it's a relatively nice room temperature in there, and there's enough space for everybody to comfortably rest. Are you guys going to have a watch tonight?
Yes.
Yes, I will definitely keep some watch.
Can I... who's going to be taking first, second, and third watch?
Do second.
I'll take last. I'll take third watch.
Or take first.
I'm happy to take second.
Okay. So, whoever's taking first watch, can I get... who is taking first watch, sorry? Cora. Right, can I get a perception check from you, please?
Before we go to sleep, because we're going to sleep now, right? Because the first watch is happening. So what I'm going to do before I go to sleep, so I use up another spell slot before sleeping. I'm going to make another bunch of good berries and hand them over to Cora, and I'm going to tell her that they are valid for 24 hours. So hopefully that's tomorrow's food for you have taken care of. I hand them over to her. Have a good watch. Night night.
She makes note of not eating 12 and getting like distended belly, or 10 of them. Puts them in her pouch for now, just to confirm my poison effect is gone.
Yep, yeah, your poison effect is gone then.
Okay. And you want perception check.
Jack, can I have made that hut like a kind of like a more earthy tone color instead of white? Okay, yeah, just so it doesn't stick out. So
it still sticks out because it's in
it's still a dome, right?
Shape, so
probably,
but it doesn't. It doesn't shine like a beacon. So.
Right.
Okay. So, as the night proceeds onwards, Cora, you keep a keen awareness of the area around you. And you do notice something. Way off into the distance, where the ground meets the night sky and the stars flitter across it. It's quite a bright night tonight because of the moon being so high. You can see something moving. Just a silhouette of the darkness, ebbing against the night sky. It is a very, very long neck, probably even longer legs. Whatever you're looking at, it's probably dozens, maybe even tens of feet tall. Maybe 30, 40 feet. Big. It is a huge, maybe even a gargantuan creature. is odd is that it's not making any noises. It's clearly moving. Like it shifts with long appendages, but it doesn't make any other shake or tremor with what you expect to be a gigantic footstep. You feel none of that. You hear none of that. And you watch it the better part of 30 minutes before eventually it disappears behind a clump of distant trees and you don't see it again.
Okay, so it was. I missed how far. At first, I thought you said it was in the sky, but I think I just saw it
No.
backlit.
That's
so
right.
how
So
far away?
where the ground meets the sky, like in that horizon, it was
Okay.
probably miles and miles away.
At the sight of that, I would have probably shaken Emron awake, and said, "My God, you come and look at this! I've never seen anything like it. It's huge."
I squint into the distance, see where Chorus is pointing. Guess I see the same
and
thing.
Now that she has pointed it out, you can also clearly see this creature.
Wow, it's massive, and it's not making any noise. That's kind of weird, no?
I'm really sorry for waking you up. I just wanted to make sure that I was seeing what I thought I was seeing. I think that this is definitely worth noting and remembering.
Yes, let's Agnes is gone now with the book of drawings, so I guess I'll try to put something down.
What do you want to put down? Ron?
Near.
Is that if Emron? Are you speaking?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, sorry. You said
yeah.
you were going to put something down.
Uh-huh.
You
In
said
the
you were
book,
going
in
to
the-
put something down.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
going to put
Oh,
do a quick
right.
drawing
Yeah.
I
of
fo-
like what I've seen.
I follow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, beyond that, however, Cora, you do not see anything the rest of the night until eventually your shift comes to an end and you go to wake up the second shift.
So when I woke up, who was taking second shift? Lismer was and Carrie.
That's
Okay.
right. Lisbeth and
So
Karen. Okay.
I would wake up the two of you, and I would also tell you about what I saw, and just go. It was massive, like massive, and it didn't make any sound. So, I mean, just keep a watch. I mean, like a really close watch.
Yeah, definitely.
I look
will
at
do.
Karen and
Okay.
say, "Make sure he doesn't fall asleep. If you need me, you know where to find me."
Okay. Who did you want to both me and you roll it, or did you want advantage?
So how I do these checks when there's two people listening is that one person can roll at advantage, or both of you can roll separately.
How did you want to do it, buddy?
You can. I'm happy for you guys to discuss your bonuses. That's not metagaming. That's just you talking about characters. So.
Okay, I've only got a +1, so if you've got anything more than that, you roll with advantage.
Oh, +2.
Yes, you can, Isaac. Yes.
18.
All right. Curry, you keep an eye out. Still a little distracted from just how tight your trousers are around your ankles at the moment. How unfitting it is, like with the collarbone. It's just sort of like stretching to seam points at the moment. It's just very uncomfortable. Is there anything that Carrie and Lisma would like to roleplay throughout their shift?
Oh. I think Carrie wants to interrogate this guy and see what he's up to, so.
Go right ahead.
Hi!
Hey.
Carrie's gonna just sort of waddle up to you and just sit next to you and just. So where are you from?
I'm just from a standard village back in the old world. Parents got murdered when I was a kid. You know, usual story.
Oh. I don't think that village, usual. Parents murdered by whomever. Not usual. Glad we've had a bombshell dropped to me though. You're a wizard, yes? You were taught magic?
No, I'm a fighter.
That's Jawbreak. Sorry. Ignore that.
I know
Sorry.
nothing of magic.
You know nothing of magic. Okay. How come you've came here then? How come you've came into the new world?
My mentor suggested it to me. He was, with his dying words, he said that I couldn't stay with him. Stay bring up the smithy that he ran. He said I can do better things, and this is where to find him.
Oh, so he's still alive?
No, he's passed away now. He was.
Okay, right.
He was rather old as I left, and I assume he would have passed away by now.
Oh, right. I'm sorry for your loss. What is your intentions? Do you have a goal or something?
Find a life. There was no life for me back where I was. It was a quiet life, and with the state of things, the rumours of this world just were too good to be true, and I had to go for it.
Okay. Well, I guess that's all my interrogating, I guess. If you've got any questions?
Yeah, how about you? So, what's going on with you? Dead daughter? Are you actually dead,
Right.
or are you not? Like, explain that to me, because magic's a big myth to me. Like, I don't get it.
Well, I'm not dead. I am presumed dead. My father has, entire family are maniacs, or sort of under the control of a maniac. And I wanted to get away from that. That's not my type of family. And me and my, a mentor, had made a plan to sail to the New World on orders of my father, crash the ship, and pretend I'm dead whilst actually coming to the New World. So everybody there back home thinks I'm dead, but I'm here, alive, building up my strength to one day get revenge on the Vivos Trading Company.
Well,
That's my
fair
story.
enough. But couldn't you have brought clothes that fit?
Right. So yeah. So I'm actually 16. Yeah.
She doesn't look it.
You definitely don't look
I
it.
don't look it. I remember fighting that. You remember that massive metal ball we were talking about earlier?
Sort of, yeah.
Yep, I went over and picked up a magical piece of paper, and it disappeared. I thought I was fine until I looked down, and suddenly I was being suffocated by my own clothes, and my fringe is now white. So I have aged by a considerable amount, I think, and I don't know how to feel about it.
Just feeling slightly offended because you look more closer to my age now.
Well, you're old. I'm now old. We're now all old, so no more child. I don't know how to act like an adult. I don't know what to do, just so you know. I'm still a child. I'm still gonna jump over things. Paying taxes. This is like real rude. Has no idea what that is.
Sorry, a few people I know from back home were much older than myself and still acted young.
Oh, well, sounds like my dad. Anyway, that's my story. I'm not actually however old I am now.
Fair enough. Well, remind me not to pick up any suspicious-looking scrolls.
Yeah, I might not remind you just because I kind of want someone else to age for the fun of it. I want to see what that looks like. But yeah. I take it that's everything. Right. Okay, well then I go and wake up the 3 boys.
Well, no, because that's what you guys have been discussing throughout the evening. And as you talk about this, roughly about 2 hours into your shift, you can see a pack of wolves. Probably about 100 feet away from you. Maybe about 6 of them. They are chasing something fast. It's quite big. With your perception check, you can identify it as a plains runner.
Okay.
So you can see a pack of 6 wolves chasing a plains runner. Is there anything you'd like to
Okay,
do
well,
about that?
I tell Lisma.
Do we know anything about planesrunners? Do I know?
Right, so you have seen one of the various creatures that you saw on your journey to where you were. You found effectively what is like a cross between, I believe it's an ostrich and a horse. Let me just have a look at the notes on this. Bear with me just a moment.
Aren't those the things that Isaac and Walker's potentially blew up?
Yes.
Accidentally.
Oh,
Just
not
drop that in there.
potentially.
An intentional accident. I can't do anything, I don't think so. Can't cast magic through this dome, so I'm gonna sit and watch this wild beast
Yeah.
chase.
So it's got the body of an ostrich, but it has like 4 feet, like a horse. But the 2 fronts don't actually reach the ground. They're kind of like, think like T-Rex hands a little. They're not small. They're just smaller than the back. So they are running on 2 feet. But every single time a wolf gets close, it immediately comes down onto its 4 front feet. It ducks its head downwards, and it immediately has like a massive boost of speed by utilizing all 4 legs. So yeah,
So are they heading towards our direction, or is it more like in a distance?
they're heading in a general direction that crosses the path but doesn't truly go through you.
Okay, I'll just be like, whisper to Kerry, be quiet. They might come this way, but they should pass us. We'll have to be wary of them in the future, though, when we're traveling.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so you let nature be, and the pack of wolves continue to chase the plains runner into the darkness. But other than that, nothing else happens on your shift. So you two go to wake up the 3rd and final watch. So, who is going to be taking the watch?
Vorkris. I think Isaac was going to join me.
And Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bricks. I think all
We're
3.
doing all 3 of us. Okie doke.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, Joe Bricks can't
Alright,
sleep.
so all 3 of you can make a check, or one of you can roll at advantage.
I am not a very perceptive person. I have a whole +2.
I get a +1. Should we just all roll and then it's...
I have.
Unless Joe Bricks says...
I have. I think a decent one. I think perception is a +5 for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon you go for advantage then.
Okay. Let me do that.
While you're paying extra special attention, I'm going to be looking at the mask that I found earlier. Just having a good inspection of it, seeing if anything jumps out at me. Do I recognise any markings on it?
Okay, so I will keep that perception check in mind. We'll just take a quick 4 or 5 minute break for the toilets, everyone. Okay, so with that score in mind, is there anything Vorkris, Isaac, and Joprix like to roleplay for tonight?
I would like to inspect my little... Oh, sorry, carry on.
So I want to speak to Vorkris about just what's happened, basically.
Okay.
So I just see that you're like busy with this mask thing, and can I just get your attention for a minute?
Of course you can. I mean, it's not important. I just found it in one of those chests back at that bull. I just thought maybe it would be useful. But I think it's just a pretty mask. I'm not sure. But anyway, what's on your mind?
Honestly, no. Do you think Sparhawk will come back?
I don't know. I feel he was prepared to die, if that was what would be needed. But who knows? He's a good fighter. He's got out of some scrapes. There's a chance he survived, but all I knew is that if we just stood around there talking about it, if he did die, he died for nothing, because that thing would have then come and killed us. We couldn't do anything to it. Everything we did bounced off it. Couldn't do a thing to it. Never seen anything like it.
I just feel like we left him too early. We didn't give him much of a chance or try harder to do something. I just feel like I'm really regretting leaving him behind.
We gave him every advantage we could. He knew what he was doing. It's no one forced him to do it. No one asked him to do it. He volunteered to be that shield. That's the kind of guy he was.
I know, but we're a team, we're a group, and we should have stuck with him.
And then we'd all be dead. How would that help?
Well, I wouldn't be feeling like this now, so there'd be that.
Yes, but a few days from now, when someone comes along and they need our help, and we're able to help them and save them from some terrible evil, you wouldn't have been able to do that, would you? Sparhawk knew what he was doing. It was his choice. It's not on you to take that away from him.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I still feel bad for it. But you're right.
Of course, and I wish there was another way, but I certainly did not have one to hand.
If we can make up for it by doing good elsewhere now, then at least that's something.
That's definitely what he'd have wanted. And as I said, we don't know what happened. He's a crafty guy. You gave him fly. He was big. There's a good chance he got away. You just distracted him long enough that we could get away as well. We'll see him again. I have faith.
I really hope so. And yeah, I'll just leave you to mess around with your mask thing.
It's a shame, but there's always still a chance that he made it through, and that our paths will cross again.
Maybe you could ask your spirits and your guides tomorrow if there's any chance he got away.
I'd appreciate that if you wouldn't mind doing that.
I could do that right now. And see, we can ask whether we think that the universe is going to tell us whether or not that Sparhawk made it out.
That would be good. I think that would make us all feel a little bit better. Yeah, even if it is the worst situation, at least we know knowledge is important.
I'd like to cast Augury, Jack, and just ask whether Sparhawk made it out of that situation alive.
That is not what Augury can do.
I can't ask that now.
No, you have to ask it a specific course of action, not a. That's a.
Oh yeah, okay. Something that we're doing in the next 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. So I'll say yeah. I can't. It's not. I can't get a result on that. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll keep our eyes and ears out, and if we see or hear anything that could be him, then we'll check it out and we'll make sure he's okay. But have faith. He was a tough fighter.
That's true.
He's very brave.
And look where bravery gets you.
Okay. So the evening comes and goes without any incidents. If anything does happen, you're fairly certain nothing did for Chris. Sorry, Joe Briggs. However, dawn comes. The sky lights up. The stars disappear beneath the blue sky, and it is a very clear day today, not a cloud in sight. Everybody comes to consciousness. You have your breakfast. Cora has free breakfasts. You get your things together and get ready for the day. So, will you guys continue onwards to Vrasta's den?
Jack, can I roll my portents for the day?
Of course you can.
Thank you.
Did you say it's a day's travel from here now?
Give or take, it'll be give or take another.
I did that wrong. Sorry.
Oh no, that worked. No, that worked. I got 6 and 15.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess we could do it that way, right? Because I was like, oh, they added them together. Okay, yeah, 6 and 15.
No.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, so you guys get your things together and continue on your way towards Vrasta's den. Who's going to be leading today?
Feels much better and would offer to lead if nobody else wanted to.
Okay. Can I get a perception check from them, please? Alright. So... just making a few rolls, bear with me. Have you ready, Roll20? Okay, so on you guys travel, keeping your keen weather mind about you, Cora. You continue onwards until eventually the flatlands becomes much more hilly terrain. And the hilly terrain eventually turns into thick and dense forest, until eventually the trees of the forest kind of change into somewhat almost exotic-like plants. They kind of like palm trees and jungle trees, like kind of mixed into one, a little. Like the leaves are thick and the trunks are spiny and barky in many ways. And your pace does slow considerably due to these trees. They do mark themselves as difficult terrain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reroll the 8. Volcris, as you are moving through these trees, your eyes catch sight of something in the bushes to your left. It seems to be a small dangly light just bobbing up and down.
I'll just stop and peer over at it. How far away is it?
Seems maybe about 30 feet.
I think I would be summoning Mage Hand and try and grab the light.
Do you summon Mage Hand right by the light or by yourself?
By me, and it will travel over.
Okay, so as the Mage Hand travels over towards the light itself flutters further and further away. And it starts bobbing up and down, weaving in and out. Make a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh,
Yeah!
As you look at it, you're like, what is that? It's real pretty. Before you even realize you're walking towards this light.
Pretty light.
Do we see him
Must
moving
go
away?
closer.
He stopped momentarily, and you just see him walk off into the bushes.
Sorry.
Or you go for a
To
piss.
go back,
As far as you guys know.
while we are traversing our course, if Cora started to notice new flora, she would want to also be looking around for any medicinal herbs or anything new.
Go and make a survival check, please.
Can I do it as well, please?
Of course.
Did you say that we could see Vorkris walking off?
Yeah, it looks like he's just gone off into the side bushes. He's probably just going for a piss.
Just muttering to myself.
I mean, it's not odd behaviour. One of your companions just walking off the beaten path that you got, or the chosen path that you guys are doing, just to go over there just a little bit.
Did we see the mage hand appear? Because it was next to him, right?
No, because the mage hand is invisible.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. You guys have been keeping your eyes peeled for any possible things. Emron, you do find a reddish-like berry hanging from one of the trees along the way.
Reddish berry.
Yeah.
I'm going to point them up to Cora, because I know she's interested in all that. I'm going to say, shall we pick those? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't eat any until we figured out what it was, but I think it'd be worth at least taking some to examine.
I'll take one bunch of that, whatever bushes or trees, and I give it to Cora, and I'll keep a whole bunch to myself as well.
Right. Okay, so go ahead and put in your inventory, Cora, one Wonderwood berry bunch.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Vorkris, you're walking towards this light. It's pretty. It's like it's trying to tell you something, but you don't know what it is. You're walking and you're walking. I want you to make another charisma saving throw, please. As now you're walking away from your companions, and Vorkris himself is. Okay, so at this moment you pause and you realise you're walking away from your companions to follow a light. This seems like a bad idea.
Point, I'd call out to them and I'd say, does anyone else see this light thing here?
You guys look over and don't see anything.
What
Do we-
light? No.
Do we see Vork?
Sorry?
Do we see Vorkris? Do we see you? Or you've walked completely
Yeah,
out of our sight?
No, you can see Vorkris. He's a little hidden by the bushes, but you can see him standing there.
There's a bright light, like right here in this bush. It's
I'm gonna
beautiful.
walk up there.
It's bobbing up and down in front of you, suggestively, Vorkris.
I'm gonna walk over to Vorkris and just to investigate.
As Kerry comes towards you, Vorkris, the light disappears into the bushes.
You scared it away.
Not that
Come
ugly,
back.
Vorkris.
It was beautiful. But the light's gone. It was the most beautiful light I'd ever seen.
Cora would ask you what color the
uh,
light was.
It was just white, a white bobbing light.
Oh,
The
was
way
it
it
purple?
moved, it was graceful.
I cast a minor illusion on like Vorkris's hand, just a little ball of white light.
You can clearly tell it's an illusion, Vorkris.
This is just not the same thing. You can't trick a master wizard with an illusion.
It's a replacement, Vorkris.
It's not the same. You can't
Fighting.
replace a beautifully made chocolate cake with a lump of bread.
Cora, here's your purple light. At least she'll be appreciative. Start walking back.
Say, purple is good. And then she'll get sad because she misses Agnes, and she'll start like humming a little bagpipe too.
I'll start coming back to the party, but constantly on the lookout for this light again now. I want to see it again. I've got to chase that dragon.
Make a perception check.
Ooh.
You do not see it. No matter how hard you try, it's no longer there.
God damn it. I fall back into the line, but sulkily.
So, in frustration, you continue on your way. What's the D20 for, Carrie?
Oh, I was remembering earlier because I did thingy disguise self earlier. See if I needed to get wild magic.
Disguise?
Yeah, earlier I did disguise self whilst I was in the boat because my clothes were too tight. So I made myself look like they weren't tight.
Oh,
and then
yes,
felt like
yes,
I was
that's the first level spell, so yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Isaac, strange display from Vorcarus, but you paid no mind and you guys continue on your path for another 10 minutes. And as you guys are walking across, you see this small purple snake just slither across the ground from one side of the bushes to the next, very quickly. Only you seem to have noticed it.
It's a bit strange, but I know we need to get to this place, and I just want to keep my head down and keep on tracking. I'm not going to go poking around. I know what happened last time we started messing around.
Okay. So, continue walking intently. You hear a sound in your ear, Isaac. Almost as if there's something on your shoulder hissing into it. You turn around quickly, instinctively, look around. There's nothing there except Cora looking behind you, just with an inquisitive look on her face. Wait, no, not Cora. Cora's at the front. My apologies. So it would be, I'm going to say it's Joe Briggs. Joe Briggs has just got an inquisitive look on his face as you're just sort of looking around. What?
What's up? What's up, Isaac?
Thought I heard something hissing, but can't see anything. Just could hear it.
Curious.
This whole place gives me a bit the creeps, to be honest.
I agree.
Right. So, continue to move onwards. And now the trees get real thick. The canopy becomes extremely dense and becomes dim light in here. It's a little intense. Just a moment. Vorcarus, just sort of keeping your eyes around. And up in the trees, you can see that light again, bobbing up and down all the branches. You stare at it. Can you make another charisma saving throw, please?
Rolling well tonight, as always.
You see the light bob off the trees and go off into the bushes once again. And once again you feel compelled to follow it. You walk off. The rest of you notice Vorcarus once again walk off into the bushes. Considering his earlier behaviour, this would be cause for wonder.
I'm actually going to Misty Step after it because I'm quite keen on catching it. This thing's captivated me. I'm going to try and get to it as quick as I can.
Alright, so you Misty Step 30 feet ahead. And right at the spot where you believe the light is, it's no longer there. It is, in that instant, seems to have teleported away from you at the exact same distance as it was before, and it remains 30 feet away from you.
Come back, Light, come back! What are you? I must know your secrets.
Vorkris says this out loud for the rest of you can see this, can hear this. Vorkris, I want you to make another charisma saving throw, please. Because you're realising something's off a bit. You stop yourself, you realise this ain't right. Something is happening here.
Why do I keep seeing this light? It's mesmerising. I want it, but I don't think it's good for me, and I'll just start backing away towards the party, but still facing the light.
You can see it bob down towards the ground a little in its greenish-like hue. You can see a small hand rise up from the soil to grab the light and drag it back underneath.
There's a light. There's a body underneath.
You are under no compulsion to walk towards that light at the moment, however. You just notice this.
The hand is interesting. I'd go towards to where I saw the hand. Do I see the disturbed earth?
You do, a little. Looks like it's been recently disturbed, and the rest of you can see Vorkris has gone over another 30 feet or so, so he's like 60 feet away from the path now. And now he's digging around in the bushes, the dirt, something.
I go over there again. Oh, I was triumphed.
Sukeri, you walk out, and once you go beyond 30 feet, you feel a little colder. You hear something in your ear. Gary. Come to me.
I look behind me. Oh,
You
shit.
look around, you don't see anything there.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold my dagger out inquisitively, but trying to kill.
Look around. And not where Vorkris is, but a little bit ways off towards the left a bit, at about the pace of another 30 feet. You can see an individual there, but they're blurred out, shadowed even. They have a familiar shape about them, their body structure, the way they stand. Something familial about it. Can you make a charisma saving throw, please?
A 6.
Ooh.
That's a 7, I think. I was on advantage. So 7.
We go with the first roll, which is 21.
Oh, okay, yeah. 21, clear.
You look at this individual and you feel no compulsion to go over towards it. But you do sense that it is trying very hard to get you to come closer.
Can I do a hide? A hide, yeah. Cunning action, hide, and then just sort of.
Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Yeah.
So you duck over to the bushes, but the shadow's head, if anything, continues to follow you. Gary,
I'm gonna slowly, very slowly walk over there.
start walking towards there, and that's when the shadow's face kind of gets etched with a little bit of light, and you see almost a wizened, almost decrepit face of your father, King Golden Starfist. Carrie, she has me. You need to save me. Come closer, my daughter. Vivi is this way. You need to kill her. Save me. Volcrus, as you're digging through the dirt, you're able to clack something. As you move the dirt out of the way, you see a scroll in the dirt.
Ooh,
Magical in nature.
Pick the scroll up.
You pick up the scroll, and you can easily identify it as a spell of necrotic power. Having a brief glance through it, there's a spell of create undead.
Ah, that's
As you
very
look at it,
quite undead. Oh.
as you look at it, you look up, and you can see a zombie-like creature standing there in the bushes ahead of you, hand outstretched, holding another one of these scrolls, very similar in nature. And with its other hand, it's pointing, or, well, calling you to come towards it.
I mean, he's got a scroll. I'm walking towards him.
Alright, so at this point, the rest of you have seen Volcrus and Carrie walk off and continuing to walk away. Carrie's standing there with a confused look at nothing. Volcrus is just walking and walking into the bushes, and you're going to lose sight of him soon. What are you guys going to do?
Joprix wants to look at Isaac and say, what is this witchcraft? 'Cause I think we already kind of suspect something.
It's nothing I've seen before.
Cora would yell out to Vorkris, Vorkris, stop, where are you going?
I can't. It's so... I must know its secrets.
What secrets? Vorkris, come back here.
It's got a scroll.
Carrie,
Scrolls
Carrie,
of
come
power.
back.
Kenny, sorry, Emron.
Yeah.
In the other direction where they're walking, you can hear. High-pitched kind of laugh, feminine in nature.
I'm going to say to the others around me, did you hear that? Some cackling on the other side. Some creepy old cackling. Can you hear it, you guys?
You did not hear it.
No?
You can't. There's something
Nope.
strange going on.
There's
What
nothing
is
there.
going on?
Emron.
He noticed it from the same place that Vorkris and Carrie are.
No, in
The other
opposite
side.
direction.
Other side.
Vorkris, you get up to the zombie, and you take the scroll, and it reaches out its hand, almost as if like a child for you to take it, and it just says, "Come, more awaits." You've picked up another scroll of Create Undead.
Just...
Marcus, you have to come back.
But these scrolls are so powerful. It's magic I can only dream of.
I'm gonna have to. Joprix is gonna have to run after Vorkris before he gets too far.
Alright, so...
Is it a tangible scroll that, like, as he's taking scrolls,
You
like,
can't. You can't see him holding anything. He's got a closed fist over something, but it's not. There's nothing
Okay.
there.
so then I was like, Vorkris, You don't have any scrolls.
But look at them!
Emron, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
I am just looking at the other thing. You cannot hear this. It sounds quite scary. Can you not hear that? It almost sounds like
wolf, die!
Oh, it's as it's telling a wolf to die.
Cora like sticks her finger in her ear to try and like clean it out and bends her
You don't
ear
hear
to wherever. Emron, there's nothing there.
It's weird. Only I can hear it. It's something
Can you make a
strange is
charisma
going
saving
on.
throw, please, Emron?
Yeah, charisma
As you,
rolling.
as you are focusing on this hearing.
It's coming through. Come on. Come on. There you go.
You feel no compulsion to go any closer to inspect this hearing.
But I still hear it.
Yes, you can.
I can still hear it. How come I can only hear it? Is something going on here? What's going on?
Oh, hello, little kitten. Stamp, stamp, stamp!
Oh no. It sounds like it's some evil woman stabbing animals. That's not good.
Joe Priggs wants to try to like escort Vorkris back to the path.
Alright, so Jorbrix, you once you get beyond the 30 feet mark,
Yep.
you feel coldness wash over you. Can you make a charisma saving throw, please?
Sure. This won't be good. Oh, maybe it will be.
Okay. Alright. So, with that, you see some form of manifestation appear before your eyes. However, you are able to discern it for what it is, a falseness. And you shake your face, and the illusion is dispelled. You walk up to Vorkris and grab him by his hand. So, Vorkris, Jobrick has come up to you, and he's trying to lead you away from this. So, one hand has been taken by Jobrix. The other hand, from your perspective, Vorkris, is holding on to this zombie who wants you to follow him.
I would let Joprix pull me away. I'm not actually compelled to follow it. It's just scrolls and they're great.
That's right,
so
yeah.
I do kind of want to, but if he's pulling me away, I will realise that if a party member's pulling me away from something, it's probably a good idea to listen to them
Okay.
for a second. But I'm clinging on to these scrolls that I've got.
So, as you are taken away, the zombie looks at you and says, Vorkris wants his name back. And he disappears into ash along with the scrolls.
See Vorkris's face just kind of flash of something, and he's like, "Did anyone hear that?" It was so real. It seems to have gone, but
Joe Priggs will say, I saw something too, but it's not real. There's some strange magic at work here.
Kerry,
Joe?
your father is pointing beyond the bushes, saying Vivi is beyond there and you need to kill her. What are you going to do?
I'm going to cast Firebolt at that exact position.
Oh, she is immune to magic. You must stab her in the back, like you did with me.
Can I, hearing him say that, get one
Yes,
of my daggers and one of my darts and just instantly look at him and just throw it at him?
it makes contact. Blood starts pouring out of her. No! Gary! Gary!
You're not my father.
I loved you.
That's something
You
my father
burst
wouldn't
down
say.
through.
And I go over there and
It
just
falls down to
stomp
the
on
ground.
it.
Boom! Seems to, as you stomp on the head, it just bursts into thousands of tiny little insects that scatter in all different directions.
I just run straight back to the guy.
So the party returns.
Harry was only 30 feet away from us.
Isaac, you can hear that whispering again. Kerry went out the full 60 feet.
Okay.
Isaac, you can hear that whispering in your ear again.
I'm just gonna try and shake it off. I don't want no part.
Okay.
Just something about this place just doesn't feel right.
More power, Isaac. Don't you want to feed your master?
I just put my hands over my ears and just be shaking my head, trying to block it out.
Cora, you cast Detect Magic as an action or as a ritual?
I wouldn't feel like I had time to waste on a ritual, so I would.
So an action. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. What's the range on Detect Magic? 30 feet?
30 feet from me, yeah.
You get 2 pings. You get Illusion Magic and Necrotic Magic.
In relationship to me, I'm assuming they are on the sides that, like, Emron and Carrie and Vorpris were on. That's where I'm getting the pings from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenny, Emron, that cackling comes back.
It's there again. I can hear it.
Hello, little druid. You should have stayed in the old world. Well, let's see how you like it when I burn your precious forests.
It's trying to damage nature and burn plants down and burn forests down.
So Cora would say, guys, there's magic around. There's illusion magic over here, and there's necrotic magic over here. I don't think whatever is happening to you guys is real. I think we need to get out of here as quickly as we can. And she would try to encourage people to move.
I would. Yep, I'd back away with Cora. I'd still be looking off in the distance where I last saw this thing, but I would be walking backwards or whatever, and being led away.
Okay.
I'd be trying to usher everybody to move along the path as quickly as possible.
Alrighty then. So you continue on your ways. However, Cora and Lizma, you stop as people move. Because behind the party it's 2 individuals. But you can only see one each. Cora, you see a gnome. Familiar. Old. Kind-looking. Lizma, you see a dwarf. Burly and stocky, equipped with some hammers and chisels. They are looking at you and they look sad.
This is
Do you
in
look at
front
them
of
then?
us.
They're behind the group.
As we're telling them to.
Yeah.
Okay. So, upon, I think, viewing this, if Cora understood that there was illusion magic, I'm assuming it looks like my mom.
It does, yes.
And I would close my eyes, and tears would start to well up and stream down my face. And I would say, "It's not you. It's not you." And I would try and back away, and I would.
Why did you leave me, Cora? You left me to die. I was alone. It was cold. I called out for you. I wasn't sick. I just couldn't move and you left me and I starved. You left me to die. Why would you do that to me?
Squeezes her eyes very tightly and like big fat droplets come down and she says, "No, you sent me on a mission. You sent me to heal."
I want you to make a charisma saving throw as you interact with this thing.
Charisma save.
Despite how you guys do see them stopping. Cora, you close your eyes so tight, so much, that this voice seeps into your mind, and you just feel compelled to open your eyes, and you can see the image of your mum. She's standing there innocent. However, you do see behind her long, writhly hands, black hands on extremely long limbs seep out from the bushes, about a dozen of them, and they're slowly making their way across the air towards your mother. They look like they're going to wrap around her, grab her, and drag her back. Lisma was staring at this dwarf, and he says, "My boy, glad to see you come to the new world. Hope you haven't forgot your way."
So I will acknowledge the words, but continue forward.
Sorry, what did you say?
I will acknowledge that it's my mental. I won't actually say anything, and I'll just continue on my way.
Okay. Wait, lad. Don't go. I never told you the secret. Why your parents really died. And the gift they left for you. I can tell you. I can show you how to make it. Power to rival the gods, my lad. Just come say hi to your old man.
I think Lisma would be convinced that he was taught everything that Balor could teach him, so he would just continue further.
Alright. So Lisma stops for a moment, just peers off behind the group, and then just eyes forward, focused completely, keeps on walking. Cora, however, is staring at something, tearing up. You see these hands coming towards your mum, Cora. I want you to make another charisma saving throw.
Can I?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was going to give her. Well, she already rolled it. I was going to give her. Can I give her a? I was going to give her a portent.
You have to be kind of aware of an effect happening,
Yeah.
or an action being done in order for you to use portent.
Okay.
So Cora told us that there was necrotic effect and illusionary effect happening, right? She said that out
Yes.
loud to us. And we can see Cora's transfixed on something, and Listener
Yes.
was talking to something. So
Yep.
with all this knowledge, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic, to try to
I want you-
dispel the illusionary
I want you to make a
effect.
spellcast. I want you to make a spellcasting check, please.
Okay, so that is
And
spell
you cast
attack.
it as Cora. Yes. So it's going to be your wisdom modifier,
Okay, so it's plus wisdom modified plus 3.
and it'll be yes. We'll say it'll be. That's right. Yeah.
So D20 plus
Uh,
3.
That's right. Yeah. So
Okay.
and you cast this as Cora feels magically compelled to walk towards her mum, who's about to be taken by these hands. And you cast Dispel Magic, Kelly, and nothing seems to happen.
Damn
Could
it.
I move to Cora and grab her hand and just say
So
to her,
Cora, Isaac has grabbed your hand, and you feel compelled to get to your mum to save her from these hands that are slowly creeping along the floor, leaving this long black string behind them, ready to grab her and yank her away from you again.
I don't know what you can see, but it's not real. We have to get out of here. We need to get somewhere safe. And then just try and pull her towards the rest of the party. I'm not strong, but...
I think probably what would be happening is that I would be resisting you, and I would say, I failed her once. I have to try and save her.
I want you both to make opposed athletics checks, please, then.
Oh, God.
Damn it!
Oh, God.
And Isaac, you pull, but she is strong, and she breaks your grip easily and continues walking towards her.
So Jack, can Joprix cast suggestion on Cora?
Yes. Can you make a wisdom saving throw, please, Cora? Against Joprix's
I'm
spell
good at
savings.
those.
Oh, Cora.
Oh, for God's sake!
You cast suggestion to Joprix, but she's not listening. She's not compelled.
Can I do something?
Okay. Can I do this? Can I cast suggestion again and then affix a portent to it? Since I know that I'm like with some.
Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled, I think, a 6 before. I'd like to add this. I'd like to use the 6, and I'll just have to take another spell slot for the suggestion.
Okay.
So I'll do it again.
So at this point,
And-
Cora, you've touched your mother's hands, and they are soft and warm. Make another wisdom saving throw, please.
Should roll a 1 now, and you'll swap it with a 6.
Well, that's the thing.
Fucking hell, Cora.
It ends up, her roll ends up being a 6, right?
That's right. So 6 plus your
Plus 8.
proficiency. 6
14.
plus 8. 14.
And I'm a 15. Woohoo! I beat
So,
you, Cora.
What are you suggesting to her, Joprix?
Cora, this is strong illusion. This isn't real. This isn't. You never let your mother down. We're walking on a path, and you're with your friends, and we're going to continue.
That sounds
to
like
walk
advice, not a suggestion.
Okay. We should go to where we were going, in the path, with following the path out of this forest.
You feel magically compelled to let go of your mother, Cora.
So I'm going to, very slowly let go, and drop my hand a little bit, but keep it extended, and start talking to my mom in Gnomish, telling her I love her, telling her I'm sorry, and then as tears
And then the hands take her into the bushes. You no longer see her. However, you do hear this god-awful scream.
So with everything she can muster, because I'm assuming since I failed that, or I'm under suggestion, I'm kind of
you're
resisting
magically
going
compelled to continue on the path.
back. I would also be screaming no, and I'd probably be looking at Joprix and saying, "What did you do? They took her, and continue with him."
And the party continues on their way. And if you don't break concentration, Joprix, she's under this effect for the next 8 hours.
Means if we suggest stopping for a break, Cora's like, nope.
Yeah,
Let's follow this path.
I would maintain it until I felt like we were out of danger of being, of the illusions.
So you walk on for another 20 minutes, and now the forest begins to trim up a little, and more natural light breaks its way through.
God, that was weird. What the heck was going on back there?
You get the feeling that you've been watched the entire way, but once you reach the edge line of the thickest part of the forest / jungle, this presence no longer follows you.
How are my spell scrolls looking, Jack?
They're ash.
Ah, damn it!
They turned to ash when the zombie did.
I should have written it down quicker. Damn it!
As far as suggestion works in my ability to do anything else,
You can talk, but you're magically compelled to be like, I need to go on this path. This is a really
Okay.
good idea.
If I noticed people or the feeling of being watched, I would try and figure out where that was coming from, what it was.
Impossible to tell, unfortunately. You guys didn't find out who it was or where it was coming from.
And the cast wouldn't win because you said bugs, and I was like, well, maybe the bugs would fly away. But that would have been a traumatic night for.
Alright. So, beyond that, nothing weird happens for the remainder of your journey. And you continue onwards until you believe you're in generally the right vicinity. But you don't find anything. And now evening begins to set. The sun goes down and the night sky begins to take hold once again. Do you guys want to press onwards a little bit longer, or do you want to find some place to camp?
I think I'd probably carry on looking around the area until it got properly dark, and then suggest camping. So if we all like do a little fan, search a little bit of an area, try and find something.
Make a group investigation check, but using your wisdom modifier, please. So if you're proficient in investigation, you can apply your proficiency bonus, but you'll be using your wisdom modifier.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. 1 minute.
I'm not even sure how to do that.
Mine's the same.
So that would just be a
Wisdom
D20
Yeah, D20 plus your modifier. Yeah.
plus 5 for me.
Mine's the same.
Okay.
Well, investigation is intelligence, isn't it? Or are you the same?
Normally, yeah.
Same-
Investigation
same
is
both
normally
times.
intelligence, but in this particular case, you are investigating the area by trying to
Yeah.
look. So, but like, you're
I didn't even
utilizing
know-
your senses.
I didn't even know you could add a modifier to the die roll.
Yeah, well, traditionally,
Advanced?
like I think about it more logically. You are investigating an area. You like usually when you do an investigation check, you're like reading a book or deciphering a code or like having a look at a puzzle or like investigating a room for anything out of place. In this particular case, you're fanning out, spreading around the forest trying to find something. So you are investigating the forest, but it's more to do with your eyesight and your hearing. So you're less investigating, and you're more percepting, but you are still investigating. So I use investigation with wisdom modifier.
No, I meant like in roll 20. Like I didn't know how to do
Oh
that.
yeah.
So
No,
I just
no,
put the
you
command
just-
in there.
So mine's plus 5 to what I rolled. That's all.
Yeah, so /R, D20 plus 5.
Yeah, I just as you were talking, I figured it out. Okay.
So, Jawbricks, Emron, Kerry, and Isaac, and Volcris. As you guys walk around, and the night comes to an end, and you sort of like, this is impossible. You notice something in the woods. A great ominous light that sort of shines out like a beacon. It's ebbing over the top of the treetops.
No noise with it or anything like that.
Do we see a source or just the light? Or
There is a little bit of noise, but it's muffled because of all the trees.
Does it
Kind of
shimmer?
like-
Does it?
That kind of noise.
Does
Is
it
it ahead
move?
of us or behind us?
It's ahead of you.
Ahead of us.
Does it look like it's a static effect, or is it moving, affected by any kind of shadow movement or anything like that? You think?
It pulsates a little. It wheezes. It bobs. You know, it's a pulsating light a little, but it's constant.
I throw dart at it.
Okay, so Kerry walks towards the light. Do you guys follow?
I'm going to say to Joe Priggs, does your familiar fly? If it does, can I have a look ahead and scout?
I think that's probably a good idea, Caliph. I'm going to use my eyes through you, and I'm going to, kind of warg through Caliph, I think, and have her scout ahead.
Okay, so your fine familiar flies on ahead alongside Kerry, following the source of the lights. There are thick trees and leaves everywhere. And as you get closer and closer, do you hear voices, music, something quite odd. As you get closer and closer, at that point, your jaw drops, Kerry, as does yours, Jawbricks, looking through your fine familiar's eyes. You see a ship, as in a full galleon-sized ship, the size of the one of the Ozymandias, or the ship that brought you over to the New Worlds. Right here in the middle of the jungle, with no source of water anywhere. And it has been outfitted with all kinds of strange designs that sort of give up a golden-like glint in nature. There are lots and lots of lights around the back of it, and you can see a lot of people in there on the side of the decks, moving around jovially, drinking, and just being merry.
I forgot to mention I am trying to stealth.
Too late.
Yep. I figured.
So this is what you have found.
I look at Jawbreaker's familiar. I mean, I just say, tell that to the others.
Okay, so at that point, I'm going to break the warg and let Caliph be Caliph, and I'm going to relay what I've seen to the rest of the group.
So you are now all aware that there is a massive ship in the middle of a forest ahead of you. A lot of people inside.
That's a little bit weird. Do you think we should try and move closer and get a better look? Why is there how did a ship get here?
Try stealth now.
It sounds it's too good to be true. I kind of think it could be a trap.
After everything we've seen as well.
Good.
Just experience what we did back there. This doesn't. It seems too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, I'm reluctant to agree with Amaron on this one, though.
I mean, I'm just thinking that a few days ago we found a big ship's wheel, and now here we are, we're finding a big ship where there shouldn't be a big ship.
So I don't think this will be the trap. I think the trap was back there in the woods. Like, that's the defense, if anything. I think.
I'm still fairly sure it's a trap. It's just a different kind of trap. Everything in the bloody world's a trap.
Did your familiar manage to pick out anything that the people were wearing or anything? Any symbols or markings on them to?
Nope.
If they could be from the New Order.
Just shadows and distant faces. Like, this is a big ass ship.
Do we want to get a rest in before we? I mean, I'm assuming it's quite late now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We want to camp this close to this thing. What if they send out a patrol and come across us? Or
I can put the hut up, or we can deal with it now. I just didn't know if everybody would feel it prudent to rest first and go in when it's daylight, or
cover of darkness.
Go in the cover of darkness now. Maybe we should.
Yeah, I like that plan.
I've gone back to the others, by the way.
Okay. So as you turn around to make your way back, Kerry, you hear a voice call out to you. Oh, hey there! Who's that down there? Why are you hiding out in the bushes? Come up, come up, come up!
Oh no,
Harry,
no.
looks back. How far are the guys from me?
They're maybe about 100, 150 feet. Like, you went ahead of them. You turn around, and at the top of a large set of stairs that is the entrance to this ship from the base, you see quite literally a scrawny-looking man with matted brown hair, brownish-like suit, and a dirty white shirt underneath it. He's wearing kind of like one of those like old-timey granddad caps on his head, and he has a cigar, like one of those real thick cigars hanging out of his mouth. Looks down to her and says, "Hey, you're new here. Come on. We got plenty of food and drink and plenty of game."
Carrie's gonna look like a little anxious, and I believe what's it called? I've been doing it all day. Minor illusion is 30 feet. Can I cast 30 feet up?
Yeah.
I'd like to cast in the same shape as that gem that we saw inside the little narcotic caves, but orange. I just cast it straight up, so the guys can see it.
All right. He sees it and just goes, "Well, that's weird. What's that?"
Back up.
What?
So do we see that as well?
No, there's too much
Oh,
filtering.
shit.
Fuck me. Fuck me, I'm calling the danger, no one can see it. I'm just gonna wait a few seconds after I shout back up again.
Jawpricks, you're keenly aware, however, that this man is talking to Kerry.
I'm just gonna then change my narration to shout back up.
Because of the familiar.
Yep.
So I am gonna kind of go in and out of warging and tell the others what's going on. Hey, Carrie's in trouble. She's been spotted. We're gonna have to go help.
Yeah, I'll be sprinting towards.
We'll have to go.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I'll
have
try
to
as
go.
well.
Yep.
So you rush, and after within about 15-20 seconds of saying that, Kerry, your backup arrives through the bushes, and this man looks surprised. He goes, "Oh, a whole bunch of ya. Well, well, that's what you meant. Oh, okay. Well, are you attacking me or something, or you coming for fun?"
Are you attacking us?
"Oh, why would I do that?"
We've been attacked already in this forest.
"Okay. Well, that weren't me."
I'm gonna
what-
turn towards the guys.
What do I roll to see whether he's an illusion or whether is it insight? I want to see whether he's real.
An Arcana check.
Oh, okay. Not very good at that, but let's see. Oh!
He's very, very clearly there and real.
Okay. I want to
You
say.
don't see any shimmering illusions.
I'm just going to whisper to the others. He seems real to me, not like what we experienced back there.
I take it you guys are new around there.
Yes.
Well,
It's a little unsettling to see a galleon in the middle of the jungle.
well, it's mine, and I put it there, and it's staying here. It's my den.
How did you put it here?
That's a trade secret, that is.
Well, I'd like to know.
Are you part of the Are you part of the trade?
Sure.
What trade is that then?
I'm a smithy.
That's not part of my trade, so you don't get to know.
I think I might be a part of your trade.
What's your trade?
Can I do an insight check to see what type of trade it might be, like farm the boat or anything? I need indication.
I don't want to be rude. I had been trying to make an insight check on whether he said he was not planning on attacking us.
Yeah, go right ahead. Doesn't seem that he has any intention to attack you, Cora.
Sorry, Carrie.
Can I do that insight check if possible?
Yeah.
Did you say this was his den?
Yeah.
He's got to be Vrasta then, hasn't he?
I would have thought so. I was waiting for Gap to ask his name.
Fish in the
You
back as well.
You can't tell, Gary. Well, if you're new around here, gunsmith? No, I ain't nothing to fucking do with that. Well, if you're new around here, let me take this opportunity to say welcome. Welcome to Frasters, then. A place where those of us who feel more inclined to experience the wonders of the new world and then place loads of fucking bets on them. This is where you come to find home. My name is Raster, and you're more than welcome to come in. But you're gonna have to obey the rules first. And he points to a sign, just beside him at the top of the stairwell. So there's 13 rules on there.
Oh my god.
Raster's 13 rules for gambling sensibly. Know your limits. When the fun
You have to be
stops,
over 18.
stop.
Oh wow.
Not yourself. We can protect you from fraudulent, just
Was
not
there
yourself.
actually a sign that I missed that had 13 rules on it?
Yes. And that's where we'll end tonight's session, guys.